10 days from now, we'll have crossed 10 states, hiked 100 miles, shared trails with incredible people, and faced challenges we can't even see yet. For the next 10 days, we invite you to come with us. To see the early mornings, the long drives, the beautiful places, the unexpected challenges, and the people who choose to walk beside us. Together, we're taking on the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge in support of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Some moments will be harder than expected, and others will be better than we imagined. Join us each day as we make our way across the Midwest, one trail at a time. Welcome to the journey. Let's hit the trail. All right, you faithful few, it's finally here. For 10 months, we've been planning the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge to raise $10,000 for St. Jude. And if you're just joining us and you don't know what this is, me and the Rugged Mountain siblings are going to be hiking 10 miles in 10 states over 10 nights to raise that $10,000 for St. Jude. This is probably the craziest thing we've ever done, but we want to invite you to come along.
Hello there, faithful few.
And welcome back to 10x Adventures,
where the 10-10-10 is about to begin. So as we mentioned, all this is to raise $10,000 for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. They treat childhood cancer and other diseases, and they don't charge for anything, not for treatment, not for lodging, not even for food. And so they need organizations and donations to help them to continue to do their great work. And although we got a small channel, we had a big idea to try and help them out this summer. And it begins here in our home state of Indiana. We are in northern Indiana in Pokagon State Park, and today is the only day that we're hiking all 10 miles at once. Part of what is going to make this successful is all of you faithful few, anyone watching this, to share the video, comment, like, subscribe, and in trying to facilitate that to happen, we've reached out to a bunch of different creators to meet with us up on trail, to be virtual hiking buddies with us from all the way across the country. And we've even got some hiking goats that are going to be joining us at each location. And despite working really hard to try to get a hiking goat for Indiana, we had a little trouble. However, we did have a family that was coming over to support us as a campsite support team, and that is Carl from Santos Chronicles. And he brings the energy every time. How was the trip over?
Oh man, woke up at 3:30 in the morning and it rained cat and dogs. And it's about to be here in 10 minutes. So this is gonna be a very interesting day.
This day we know is gonna have rain. Tomorrow's gonna be beautiful though, so that's what we're gonna think about. Though they came over only as campsite support team, Carl, I've got news for you. You have actually just become Indiana's hiking goat.
Oh, elevated!
He got upgraded. Now, I don't know how much of the 10 miles they're gonna join us for, but they said they'd get on the trail with us a little bit at some point, probably after the rain. All right, we look forward to seeing you on trail, Carl. We've got a lot to get to as far as hiking goes, so we need to get to
compass points.
We've got 10 miles to hike today. It's going to be through the trail system here at Pokagon State Park. Now, after 10 miles of hiking, we're gonna get hungry. So we've planned a stop about 5 miles in where we're gonna set up a small camp and enjoy some lunch. Right now, the rain has somewhat subsided and we're hoping it stays that way. We should have some sunshine showing up for a couple hours before yet another rain system comes through about 3 o'clock. But as you know, sometimes those things don't come to fruition. I think we've wasted enough time here. It's time to hit the trail. Well, you faithful few, the 10-10-10 has officially begun. We are on trail, day one, Indiana, and we are within our first mile of hitting the trail. We dedicated the first mile of the 100 miles to my dad, Rugged Mountain Grampy, as we begin this challenge to raise money for fighting childhood cancer. We got the lake hiding out there. Shaping up to be a really beautiful day. Got our Illinois hiking goats here in Indiana. Carl and his family from Santos Chronicles. We weren't able to secure any Indiana hikers to come up and join us up here, but Carl came over from Illinois and bailed us out. To the woods. We've had our first casualty of the 10-10-10 challenge. Mr. Carl has left us, but Melissa, Rosalie, and Falcor are still hanging with us. We are about 3.4 miles into our hike today, completing all 10 for Indiana in the same day. So we're gonna have a lunch break here in about 1.5 miles, or the inn, whichever comes first. Rosalie's up there with Rugged Mister, killing it. Hard to believe 10-10-10 is underway. I already know a couple things I forgot. I forgot to mention in our YouTube short post for the day that we have the Onyx Backcountry giveaway tonight, and that's for anybody that donates during the day. Now for the video series, unfortunately, the membership was already given away about 3 weeks ago, but what are you gonna do? You gotta give a quick shout out to Flextail, as they sent us one of their tiny repellers. Got it clipped here to my chest rig just to help take the edge off, keep those mosquitoes away. Thanks to Flextail, they also sent us a zero power 10,000 milliamp hour battery to help us keep things charged, like our camera, while we're out here on the 10-10-10. Well, you faithful few, we've made it out to Potawatomi Inn. This is about the 3.7 mile marker for us. At the inn, beautiful Lake James over there, and some volleyball. And right over there is the famous toboggan run, at least the end of it. Go over there and see how far up we can see. Not very far, but this is where you get off. You usually try and bring a truck or something, get back in there, and then drive back up to the top, and come back down again. If you're ever around in the winter months up here, that's really fun. All right, so the Rugged Mountain siblings decided that we're gonna do lunchtime at Potawatomi Inn. There's sandwiches and chips. Well, the rest of the Santos crew, Melissa, Rosalie, and Falcor, all went back to try and find Carl at the Nature Center. Hopefully they find him safe and intact, and then they're gonna try and meet up with us at maybe another point, or even back at the campsite when we're done. We don't know. We're just flying by the seat of our pants here. Which, if you think about it, is a really odd saying. Okay, lunch is over, such as it was. We've left the coolness of the Potawatomi Inn, and we're back out into the relative heat of the day. My Govey says it's only like 73 degrees, but feels a little warmer than that. Got one of the fans sitting here in the chest rig blowing on my face. Feels fantastic. So having just left the inn, we're coming up to the Potawatomi Nature Preserve that-a-way. Rugged Mountain siblings up ahead. We've got about 6 miles left to finish the Indiana portion of the 10-10-10. So our first time mentioning, we had one hack sign supporter, and that is the Love Like Jonathan Foundation. Supported us at $250, and we just took their website and put it on a piece of tape and stuck it on the back of Mister's pack to show that the Love Like Jonathan Foundation is supporting St. Jude at the pack signer level. Big thanks to the Love Like Jonathan Foundation. Go and check them out at lovelikejonathan.org. And this MIRF brought to you by Rugged Mountain Aunt Bibby, sponsored Polly's for today's hike. As of the recording today, there's still 5 MIRFs that need to be sponsored. For $75, you can sponsor a MIRF, and that also sends a cute little crochet critter to a child at St. Jude. The MIRFs that still need to be sponsored are Murph, Burf, Kylo, Woodstock, and of course, Elsa. She's the naughty one. And then, you faithful few, both, good sneeze. And then, you faithful few, both tomorrow in real time from this video, and tomorrow when this video posts in about 3 weeks, we will be doing a $250 matching challenge. So this will be while we're in Michigan. For every donation that's made, we will match it up to $250. So it'll be a great time to donate. As of right now, we are just sitting just below $5,000, halfway to our $10,000 goal. So if you're able to, I could really use your support, and more so, the kids and families at St. Jude could really use your support right now. Well, if able few, back there about 100 yards or so, the watch was taking me into a trail that said closed private property. Thought I'd stop anyway because this is a pretty little section up on a little high point. Came down that rolling hill over there. Gonna roll off down that hill, not literally. All right, we've got 2:12s in the afternoon and we're at 6.78 miles. So 3.22 to go. Average speed, 2.3 miles an hour, par for the course for us. No reason why we can't speed that up going out, I don't think, but all right, let's hit it. It's cold. Well, we're coming in here through the campgrounds to finish up, and lo and behold, and she drove right by us without noticing. One down. Well, we're rounding out day one of the backpacking 10-10-10, finishing up Indiana. We went out, got something to eat, and then stopped and managed to get ourselves some ice cream as well, because, well, that's what we do. But before we end our day today, though, we have to do our drawing for who wins the Onyx Backcountry free elite membership. We have a completely randomized spin wheel here, and we went and grabbed all of the people that donated today, put them in this wheel, and whichever one actually wins will get the free membership. All right, so let's get this spinning. Here we go, here we go. Who's it gonna be? It's Amy! Amy of, thank you. Amy of Nate and Amy of the Axiom Trailer Build won the free elite membership to Onyx Backcountry. So Nate, Amy, I'll get with you and we'll get you this card, which has your special code right here on the back. So thanks for donating today. And then the last thing we're gonna do before signing out for tonight is we're gonna do a donation read for all of the people that left us some fantastic comments but donated between our announcement on January 31st and today, the beginning of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. So first up, we have The Restless One, donated $150 and commented, "Great cause, and because I was always right about Dan Becker." And he also became the state champion supporter for Ohio.
The Restless One donated again $25 and said, "Timmy, go, and I will be rooting for your success. You got this."
The Restless One donated again. He was on fire. He donated $50 and commented, "Come on, Becker, don't let Restless Outdoors out-donate you. Don't give up on Dan Becker yet. We haven't gone to Wisconsin yet, and he may just show up at the trailhead."
The Restless One donated a final time, and they donated $25 and said, "Come on, Kentucky boys."
Restless One calling out everybody. I love it. Next up, Smoky Bees Natural donated $101 and said, "Let's go, Kentucky crew." We'll see what happens when we get to Kentucky.
Love Like Jonathan Foundation donated $250 and said, "Keep up the great work." And he became our first pack signer.
Next up, Think donated $87. That's kind of a strange number, you might think, but $87 got us exactly to $1,000. So thank you, Think. He commented, "Y'all are awesome." Well, thank you.
Rocky Mountain Granny donated $20 and said, "I want to donate every month."
Michael Peterson Backpacking donated $100 and said, "Not just my forehead this time." There's a story behind that. He became the camp sponsor for Kentucky.
Santos Chronicles donated $50 and said, "Love how you guys hike as a family, and better yet, for a good cause. Thanks for showing there is good in the world."
Fantastic. Thanks, Santos Chronicles.
You're welcome.
The Cooks donated $25 and commented, "We would like to donate in honor of Dr. Cunningham and her fabulous leadership." That's Rocky Mountain Sisters tutor.
The Robinson family from Mississippi donated $100 and said, "God bless y'all for doing this. Would love to hike with y'all in Alabama." And they are the camp sponsor for Alabama.
Deborah donated $385 and said, "Go Max."
She also became the Tennessee State Champion supporter and put $235 towards the Tennessee State Pole. Journey on the Trail donated $50, and he donated the $50 to the Miles in Your Name for June 14th, and he wanted us to dedicate a mile to his mom, Deb. So we'll be doing that one coming out of Alabama.
Rugged Mountain Granny donated again $75 and said, "Love those Murphs." And she sponsored Anna.
Rocky Mountain Dad donated $10 and said, "Great idea on the matching challenge, Bill. Hopefully you get to $50 in no time." Somebody challenged their audience to donate $50 and they would match it. I just thought that was a great idea. In response to that challenge, Joshua S. donated $20 and commented, "Oh, Captain, my Captain, Bill."
DMS Adventures donated $50 and said, "Murphy Elsa got my credit card somehow. Joke's on her. This is going to get us to $4,000." And it paid to get a Murphy adventure photo.
Anonymous donated $390 and they just dumped everything into their Tiltify donation cart. Groceries for a family, new toy for a play area, 1 day of meals for a patient, no more chemo party, and Miles in Your Name. And it asked us to shout out the amazing Classical Conversations class of 2029, and we will be shouting them out going into Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
Again, DMS Adventures, who are they? They donated $75. Polly's Island Murphs are back-to-back sponsors for the 10-10-10, and Island was sponsored.
He's sponsored in Michigan tomorrow. And finally, DMS Adventures donated again $38, and this donation is for the 38 people who subscribe to us via the 10-10-10 content. We just want to thank you so much for supporting us, and we're going to wrap up our evening tonight, and we will see you in the morning where we're heading off to Michigan. Well, good morning, ye faithful few. After waking up to a wonderful 6 hours of sleep, rolled over and woke up the Rugged Mountain siblings. Then we had to begin the packing process as we had short time to get on the road to Michigan. Made myself a quick breakfast of some oatmeal, got everyone else moving, and now it's time to get moving to Michigan. But before we do, we got to sign out for Indiana. We made our 10 miles, got everything completed. We're loaded up and ready to go to the next location. We just want to thank everybody for watching so far. If you can donate, please do so. We're trying to raise $10,000 for the kids and families at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So we can't do that without your help, and we absolutely could not have gotten Indiana accomplished without the help of our friends, the Santos Chronicles. And here we all are. It was the Indiana crew to get it done. They not only came all the way over from Illinois to help us out in getting this thing started, but they also hiked with us for about half of the time. So it really,
for me.
wasn't going to call them out. Actually, having them on trail was fantastic because our pace when they were with us was actually faster than it was just the three of us hiking. So we really appreciate them making the trip over here to support not only us, but the kids and families at St. Jude. So Sam's Chronicles, you rock! Woo! And so that wraps up our Indiana portion for the 10-10-10. We just want to thank y'all so much for watching, and you all have a great day! Perfect. Well, welcome back, you faithful few. We are continuing our 10-10-10 challenge, and today we're heading up to Michigan. If you're tuning in for the first time and not sure what we're even doing here, we are trying to backpack 10 miles in 10 states over 10 nights to raise $10,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We've got 10 miles in the bag. We've got 10 miles set up to do today. And so we really need to get things started. And for this thing to, puberty, and for this thing to even work, we need the help of all of you faithful few, not only to help us donate, to support, but also to spread the word far and wide by sharing, hyping, commenting, liking all of these videos, because with our little channel, we don't have the reach that we need to get to $10,000. So we need your help. So we really need to get going. So it is time for
The roadmap.
We've got about 244 miles to go, and it is about a 3-hour and 44-minute drive. I've built in 4 hours and 30 minutes in order for us to have enough time to do a pit stop and maybe even have a joyride run. We are super excited to hook up with our Michigan hiking goats. Stay tuned to see who that is. It is already 8:14 in the morning. We were supposed to leave 14 minutes ago. So we really don't have any more time to waste, so let's scoot, Newt.
Who the heck is Newt?
All right, you faithful few, we've made our stop in Michigan to a Culver's bathroom break and lunch. None of our stuff has been charging inside the vehicle, so that's kind of a problem. I'm thinking the culprit may be plugged into our battery box to charge it, and I've had nothing but trouble with that. So I'm going to unplug that and hope that our charging situation inside the console in the truck will start working for the rest of our about hour drive to our Michigan location, which I should mention is still a secret, not only to you faithful few, but also to the Rug Mountain siblings. I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, we are actually going to Nordhaus Dunes, which is going to be fantastic because look at this weather. It's amazing. Not only that, but we're also going to be camping probably within like 200 yards of Lake Michigan and some beach. So Rug Mountain siblings don't know it yet, but they might get some beach time this evening. Change of plans. We have to get our food and go because we have a few minutes to make a joyride run here to Meyer. Joyride run, a success. On to Nordhaus Dunes. Hoy, faithful few, we have finally made it up into Michigan. We're at the Nürnberg Trailhead in the Nordhaus Dunes area, and we are getting ready to start our next 10 miles in the backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Believe it or not, we actually got here relatively on time. However, getting things ready to head onto trail has taken a little more time than I intended, but we're still fine. We have plenty of daylight to get to our campsite tonight. Then I am super excited to have Johnny and Colleen from QuestQuest here as our hiking goats for Michigan. They have been by far the most excited about this in joining us here to help support the kids and families at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So Johnny and Colleen, thanks for coming.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's our pleasure.
We are excited, just like you said.
Well, it's been forever since we've been on the trail and made a tracker, so and helping out the kids at St. Jude's, it was an awesome opportunity to partake.
And what a pleasure to be the host here in Michigan, hike with you guys, hang out tonight, and it's going to be a fun day.
And check out these shirts.
Come on. Can you see the Keel Quest logo in there?
That's pretty cool.
Well, I think we're ready to go. The only thing we got to do before we hit the trail is we have got 8 miles that we have got to accomplish today. And that is primarily because we've got to get up super early in the morning and make an 1.5-hour drive back down to Muskegon in order to catch the ferry to make our crossing across Lake Michigan to get to Wisconsin. There are a couple super cool things about being here in Michigan, not only getting to hike with Johnny and Colleen, but also this trail will take us out of the wilderness area and into the Manistee National Forest, where it is actually legal to fly drones. So I plan on getting some epic shots. Epic shots of what, you might ask? Well, one thing that the Rugged Mountain siblings are not aware of yet are that we are actually at Lake Michigan. Not only that, but we will be camping pretty close to the lake where they will get to have some beach time. Since we had to change it from Manistee River Trail to Nordhaus Dunes. So the flooding that we had at Manistee Trail ended up being in our favor, that we got to switch it up and come here to Nordhaus Dunes to get beautiful views of Lake Michigan. If I'm not mistaken, if it stays clear, would we also not get a sunset?
It's the best sunset you're ever going to see.
All right, well, I've heard enough. It's time to hit the trail. All right, ye faithful viewer, we are on trail here in Michigan for location number 2 of the 10x10 challenge. We are moving right up the Nipsing Trail, heading up towards campground later, and then a lookout point, which will be our first break. I mean, to look at this terrain here, you wouldn't necessarily think you were within, I don't know, half a mile of the lake. We got some definite hills and valleys going on here. It's gorgeous. I was thinking Michigan may end up being our favorite. So far, it's looking like it. Check it out, you faithful few. Malfi Island is hitching a ride. So Malfi Island is actually sponsored by DMS Adventures, kind of more for practical reasons, because I knew we were gonna have a beautiful day today. I knew the larger mirrors are kind of hard to carry, and so I knew that Malfi Island could be outside of the pack and safe. All right, we've made it right up here to Lake Michigan Rec area. We're heading up to the binoculars up here. See what kind of view we can get. This is a lot of stairs. Just a quick hacks off break while we enjoyed a beautiful overlook of Lake Michigan. The weather is absolutely phenomenal. See that sun putting a nice halo around my head. It's like low 70s, cool breeze. I actually have a feeling it might get cold tonight. Gotta get a load of these dunes, you faithful few. The trail profile on Onyx is not nearly this brutal. Hiking in sand's always fun. Still going up. Here we are, you faithful few. We made it out to the beach at Lake Michigan. We're gonna head down to the water where the sand's packed a little more tightly. Makes hiking just a little bit easier. But we are in the look for a campsite mode now, and we're at 8.5 miles, thereabouts. All right, guys, we made it to camp.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Camp is set up, you faithful few. It is 7 o'clock here, and at the end of day 2 of the backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Got the new Trekker 3 from River Country Products set up. Again, River Country Products, the shelter sponsor of the backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Thank you so much, River Country Products, for sending us this new Trekker 3. This is its first real outing, and we got it set up in the sand. Myself and the Rugged Mountain siblings are using their speed hangers from Hilltop Packs, another one of our sponsors for the 10-10-10. Got mine hanging over there, and then that is my Outdoor Vitals Carbon Evo 50. And then Rugged Mountain's sister over here has the Shadow Light 45, which Outdoor Vitals helped us get as well. Well, I'm just sitting here with Rugged Mountain siblings and our hiking goats, Kill Quest, enjoying the sun getting lower in the sky. We're gonna have a beautiful sunset over Lake Michigan. If you can hear that blasting noise, I'm boiling some water. And it's time for dinner. And tonight, thanks to our sponsors, Peak Refuel, who are our meal sponsors for the 10-10-10 challenge, I'm trying American Buffalo Barbecue Mac and Cheese for the first time. It looks delicious. Here we go, the American Buffalo Barbecue Mac and Cheese. It's good. It's not my favorite. It's not particularly mac and cheesy. I'm still gonna, how's this? All right, you faithful few. We're Mr. and I on the beach playing some Blade. The mosquitoes were getting ridiculous at our site, so it's kind of nice down here. They didn't follow us. We do have a small amount of wood gathered up for a fire tonight. That'll help keep the mosquitoes away. And then probably once that wood runs out, we're just gonna go to bed. But my goodness, isn't this gorgeous? Wait, mister, go show them what's on the other side.
It's good, huh?
Well, good night, ye faithful few. It's 10:44 here at the end of day 2 for the 10-10-10 backpacking challenge as we round out our time in Michigan. Well, we haven't had signal, so I haven't been able to check on any donations. We haven't been able to upload any of our shorts or reels or anything like that. So it's kind of a day in the dark, kind of like right now. But now the peanut gallery's in it, or they're laughing at my commentary. It's fair. I laugh at my commentary. So we've got to get up at 5 a.m. in order to get to hiking our last 1.5 to 2 miles in order to make it down to our ferry boat crossing Lake Michigan as we go to day 3 in Wisconsin. So it's time to turn off the lights, turn up the noisemaker, turn up the fans, and get to sleep. See you tomorrow, you faithful few. Well, good morning, you faithful few. After a wonderful 4.5 hours of sleep, where I somehow missed that we were attacked by a posse of raccoons, I rolled out of bed, got the Rugged Mountain siblings up rudely with a nice bright light, and we got to packing up. We didn't have much time, as we had only an hour to get packed all the way up and out of camp. So now it's time to push it. Well, by nature of our ridiculously long hike yesterday, we only have about a mile and a half to get back to the truck. So hopefully that affords us a little bit of extra time. We had to get moving quick. We rolled out at about 6:05, only 5 minutes behind schedule. And that was in order to get back to the truck, in order to make it down to Ludington, where we will pick up the Lake Express ferry across Lake Michigan. That's gonna be nice for a couple reasons. One, I don't have to drive for 2 hours. Two, I can probably sleep for 2 hours, or at least rest. And we can just kind of chill and enjoy the coolness of being in the middle of Lake Michigan. As I mentioned in the morning intro, we had a raccoon fight in our campsite last night. Mr. Johnny was the one that was aware of that. I slept right through it, which is odd because I didn't sleep much. And we thought everything was okay, everything seemed to be in order. Our food bags were still unmolested, but then I noticed a joyride wrapper in the middle of our campsite. And last night when I was locking everything down, I remembered the snacks in our hip belt pouches and put them in the food bag. But I forgot about the 2 bags of Joyride that we forgot to do a taste test with our hiking goats. And so they were still in Mister's pack. Well, the raccoons enjoyed some Joyride last night. You know, supposedly raccoons are smart. They could have just unbuckled it and pulled it out. Nope, they ripped a hole in the bottom and grabbed it from there. Luckily, Mouthfee Island was inside the tent. And as we come around the bend, we see cars. You know what that means? It's a parking lot. As long as it's our parking lot, then we're good. And it is 6:41. We are 19 minutes early. All right, you faithful few, we've come to the end of our Michigan leg of the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Now, we are not going to be doing the switchover because we've got a boat to catch. So we're just gonna throw everything in and do the changeover when we get to Wisconsin. So as we wrap up Michigan, we just wanna reach out and ask everybody that can to please go to the link below and donate to the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge for the kids and families at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. That's why we're doing this whole thing. This is just the icing on the cake. We get to enjoy some time with some fellow hikers, like-minded people, and YouTube is just amazing here in the outdoor community for making new friends. And we have made several, and we count QuillQuest as one of the best. Whoop, whoop. So final thanks to Johnny and Colleen for taking part in this with us, for taking time out of their busy life to join up with us here at Nordhaus Dunes. So we just want to thank you all so much for watching, and you all have a great day. Well, hello, you faithful few, and welcome back to the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge as we are on day 3, moving on to Wisconsin. If you're just joining us, we've already been to Indiana. We're finishing up right here in Michigan and then moving on, like I said, to Wisconsin. We're actually on time at the moment, so this is fantastic, I know. But we have a very important rendezvous to make. So it's time for
The road map.
We've got a relatively short roadmap for today. We only have an hour and a half-ish drive down to the Lake Express terminal where we are going to hop onto the Lake Express ferry boat. It will take us all the way across Lake Michigan in only 2 hours, which is fantastic for me as I won't have to drive those 2 hours. Then we will be getting off of the boat in Wisconsin, in Milwaukee, and then only have about a 54-minute drive to the Emma Carlin Trailhead. And even though we are already 15 minutes ahead of schedule, we don't want to waste any time. So let's head, Fred.
Who the heck is Fred?
All right, you faithful few, we've arrived at the Lake Express ferry. I'm not entirely certain how this works exactly, but there's a facility here, so we're gonna walk in and see if we can figure it out. All right, well, we talked to the nice gentleman there at the front to figure out what to do, and apparently we just stay in our vehicle and get in line. That line right there. Well, we are queued up and ready to go. Truck's parked, and we load that away. But first, we gotta head into the terminal. Well, we're in the midst of day 3 for the backpacking 10-10-10 challenge, still in Michigan, on our way over to Wisconsin, just waiting on the Lake Express ferry to make its way across. Just chilling in some comfy seats, getting some drinks, using their facilities, and we'll be loading up in about 20 minutes. And the boat has arrived. Rogue Mountain siblings just waiting over there. Made it on, you faithful few. That was exciting. Check it out. There's all the cars locked and loaded. Gotta find the Rogue Mountain siblings.
We ask that classic cabin passengers do not enter or exit through the premier cabin.
Really faithful to the 2-hour tour continues. We are well into Lake Michigan. We know that because they opened the snack bar. It's not just a snack bar. We got a full-on breakfast sandwich here. Not only for myself, but for my sister. The misters are over there. Getting ready to house a cheese pizza. Alright, we had our little lunch. Coming up to the top deck, we're in the middle of Lake Michigan. And it is windy. Really, really windy. We're back in the truck. When they tell us to turn on our vehicles, we shall turn them on, and then we shall move forward, and we shall exit the boat, and we shall continue on to Emma Carlin Trailhead. All right, we made some adjustments to our plans. We are at a gas station, a quick trip outside of Milwaukee, about halfway to our Emma Carlin Trailhead, and stopped to get some gas, make a joyride run. No joyride. And we're gonna go ahead and do the changeover since we had to leave so quick out of Michigan. We're gonna get everything ready to go so we can just park at Emma Carlin and get moving. And we'll let you know what those change in plans are here in a little bit. We have made it to the Emma Carlin Trailhead in Wisconsin. It is relatively humid at the moment. We already did our changeover back at the gas station, so we're pretty much ready to go. And we are already 12 minutes behind schedule, so we need to get to
Compass points.
If that compass point seemed a little less enthusiastic than you've been used to, that's because Rogue Mountain Mister accidentally left his favorite water bottle on the ferry. He's really bummed out about that, but adversity aside, we must press on. We've changed up our route kind of late in the game, which is always dangerous, but I think we can do it. We're gonna do 6.8 miles to get to shelter number 2, where I think we can actually stick our tent up in the shelter, which will be fantastic because we have some potential rain coming around 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And right now, as it's starting to sprinkle on us as we finish this segment. So we really don't have much time to waste. I'll explain more once we get on trail. So let's go ahead and hit the trail. Oh, you faithful few, we're finally on trail here at Kettle Moraine State Forest Southern Unit in Wisconsin for mile 21 to 30. I'm backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Just a couple of quick infos. We walked through this beautiful prairie area. My goodness, it's expansive, super cool. I did that without falling down. We do have a state champion supporter for Wisconsin. However, they decided to remain anonymous. I do know who it is, so thank you. We also want to mention Heckenbeck. They sponsored us with a sponsor by the mile. Thanks Heckenbeck for supporting us as we try to support the kids and families at St. Jude. So the winner from our polls yesterday was they voted to have Murphy sleep inside the tent, which I know Rogue Mountain Mister appreciates. He didn't want to have to cowboy camp one of the Murphs. And the Murph that is on trail today is Ray. Ray was sponsored again by DMS Adventures because Ray is usually the MIRF that I take care of. And as of this recording, we still have 5 MIRFs left to be sponsored, and they're starting to get a little sad. We didn't have any guesses on our elevation gain. However, we ended up at 1,074, even though it was only supposed to be 594. There were some reroutes that took us up some sand dunes, and so it got a little crazy. This location's active polls are shots across Lake Michigan. Which state is going to show up bigger for St. Jude? Wisconsin or Michigan? Go down to the link below to the campaign, look over and click on polls, and then you will see the Michigan or Wisconsin options. And it's only $1 to vote. You just go over and click the other and put in $1, and it'll count as a vote towards which state shows up stronger. And then the second poll is, what are these miles today dedicated to? Are they dedicated to the kids at St. Jude? Are they dedicated to the family and caregivers? Are they dedicated to the medical staff, or even ye faithful few who are supporting us as we do this? I think that's enough information dump for now. Let's get back to hiking. So Rugged Mountain Sister solved the heat problem. The meadow! Bambi reference. So right now the story of the Kettle Moraine is they've got these service roads, do not enter, no hiking, pets, snowshoeing, or foot travel, that I presume that we can't go on. I mean, it says service road, do not enter. And Onyx Backcountry has routed us on those a fair amount. We've already had to reroute once. Technically we're supposed to go this way right now, but I have us coming back this way, so I'm sure it's like closed on the other side. I don't know if it's okay to walk on those or not. If I'd have known, I would have asked when I checked in. So we're basically just gonna meander around the trails that I've picked until we get to like 6.5 miles and then head to our shelter. Adopt, adapt, and improve, motto of the round table. And I'm super excited to shout out that Mark from Sloan's Wilderness Expedition is our virtual hiking buddy today. It's June 8th and he is down in Indiana hiking for St. Jude at France Park in Logansport, Indiana. So head on over to his channel and check out his hike and how it went. He even has his own link, so if you want to donate with his link, it kind of shows the impact that he had. Thanks so much to Mark for stepping in and joining us here on the 10-10-10 as a virtual hiking buddy. So I've got a cool story, you faithful few. While we were on the ferry and we went up to the deck, I went walking to the front, of course, with my gimbal here in hand, and an older gentleman asked curiously what it was I was carrying. And so me being a YouTube nerd, I was super happy to explain it and show him everything. And I would stop being courteous, maybe he was just a little curious, but he would ask another question. And so I just kept on elaborating and elaborating until finally I got to what we're actually out there doing, the backpacking 10-10-10. He thought it was a cool idea. He said hi to Rugged Mountain Mister. The wind started getting crazy up there as we sped up across Lake Michigan. And so we decided to go down and get some snacks at the snack bar. Well, about 20 minutes later, he came walking up and handed us $10 to donate to St. Jude. Not only that, but after he did that, of course, I asked him his name, and he said his name was Mark. How perfect is that? I did give him one of our cards that has our Tiltify link and our channel, so maybe he's watching. And if you are, Mark, thanks for the chance encounter, and thanks for supporting the kids and families at St. Jude. Dead bird and poop somehow. Well, you faithful few, we're still kind of wandering around the Kettle Moraine southern unit here, trying to get to our 6.8 miles. We're going to take a break at 4 miles, and we figured at 4 miles they probably have a bench waiting there for us to sit down and take a load off. What do you faithful few think? Leave your guess down in the comments below. Ugh, I may not look straight up, but it is. Mister's just going to knock it out. Oh my, look at those beautiful pines. It's pretty. Got conifers over there and deciduousness over here. We just took a quick, short break. It was supposed to be a longer packs off break, but Rugged Mountain Mister heard thunder. So packs went back on. We kept on moving. We also got a call from Rugged Mountain Mama out here. We are in the Kettle Moraine Southern Unit Forest in Wisconsin. So packs are back on. And try and get to the shelter before the rain hits us. Radar says it's coming. Man, I know we've kind of been off trail this entire time. We were really off trail. I don't know how. Talking to Rugged Mountain Mom or something, I lost it. To where we're kind of just having to really make this up as we go along here in Wisconsin. I wouldn't go so far as to say we're lost yet though. Like I know where I am on the map. So let's keep hiking. Yeah. Oh, sis already caught up. Good night. It's because she's young. Well, started sprinkling. Now we know we're supposed to get more, so went ahead and busted out the 6 Moon Design umbrellas. So this has been another weird day out here on the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. We can't seem to keep to our, but pressing on. I think we got a plan. Shouldn't be too far away now. Oh, crap. I thought you were way behind us. All right, faithful few, there it is. Shelter 2 is away. Let's go home for the night. Well, we may have a problem. Looks like someone is in their shelter. We'll figure that out and get back to you. All right, guys. We made it to camp.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Well, you faithful few, we're here at camp. You can hear the stove blazing, cooking up some water to get it boiling to put it in our ramen. I am now on the Action 5 because I was sitting here recording with a Pocket 3 and ran out of space on the SD card. I know I had a couple videos that like ran really long and I didn't know they were running, and so I'm currently trying to transfer them all over to my phone, but we got that hot water boiling. I've got a tea tonight. It's gonna be fantastic. Not only that, but I've got a core chocolate milk kind of thing and a bagel for tomorrow morning with some Nutella and honey on it. Ooh, it's gonna be yummy. Well, while I have you here, I wanted to give a shout out to Adventures of Tres Amigos because they are the campsite sponsor for Wisconsin. So thanks Bill, Trey, Paula, Katie. Appreciate you guys supporting us here by sponsoring this campsite and a couple other ways. Bill did a matching challenge and all kinds of stuff. So he's been a big supporter. Thanks again, and we're gonna get to eating. We're going Mr. Gotten his nummies going. Liking the ramen. This is our view, check this out. Got the truck or 3 right there. Come on out, got a fire ring, picnic table. And then out over yonder, we're probably hiking out there in that flat area. Oh, one other thing, check this out. We've got an outhouse over yonder. Let's go check that out while my ramen is steeping. This one's a new one. Not too bad. Ooh, smell-o-vision. Smells of cedar, actually. Fantastic. And there's our cozy little shelter number 2. Oh, it even has shutters. Storm blows in, I guess you could close those. Awesome. All right, heading in to eat my ramen. Good evening, you faithful few. We're rocking about 9 o'clock and still got a little of that beautiful light back there. We're here to do a donation read because I finally got access to some internet, and we're being a little bit quiet because we actually have a shelter buddy tonight who was here when we came in. So he already went to bed, so we're gonna try and keep it down. But I gotta read these donations. This is fantastic. First up, we have Holly, who was Melissa from Santos Chronicles. It was her mom. She donated $50. And then we have Nate and Amy from Axiom Trailer Build. We're seeing them tomorrow. And they donated $66 and they said, had to see you above 5,000. So they actually got us to $5,001. So thanks Nate and Amy. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Next up, Rugged Mountain Ant, who we always visit in South Carolina for adventurecations. She donated $10 towards the pole for tonight, which was where is Mirf gonna sleep tonight? And she chose in the tent, always for snuggles. And Mr. would not be the same without his Mirfs in the tent with him. Next up, Joyce P. donated $100 and commented, shout out to St. Jude, DMS Adventures, and Backcountry Pilgrim. Happy trails. Backcountry Pilgrim will be virtually hiking with us when we're in Illinois. And she became our latest campsite sponsor by sponsoring Night 11, which is in Illinois. Then Ghost Mule donated $25 and said, hey guys, wish I could help out more. You are doing awesome things for some deserving people. That is totally fine, Ghost Mule. Just happy you could jump in and help out in whatever way you can. We really appreciate it. Oh, well then Melissa Santos from Santos Chronicles herself donated $50, and her $50 went to provide art supplies for kids at St. Jude. Then Benton and Lauren, who are family, we're actually going to stop by their house and get some showers tomorrow, which is going to be fantastic. They live in Madison, so we're driving right by there. They donated $50, and they donated to the Shots Across Lake Michigan poll for Wisconsin versus Michigan, and they said, on Wisconsin, also, the Upper Peninsula should belong to the Badger State. Oh yeah, shots fired across Lake Michigan. Then Cool Fog 731 donated $10 to one of the polls. Then Cool Fog 731 donated again, but said AKA Journey on the Trail. Our friends AJ and his family donated another $10 towards a poll. All right, ye faithful few, these donation reads are super fun. Look forward to seeing those in there so we can come out here and do this little segment. So thanks to everybody that donated. Keep it up, keep sharing the campaign. We're gonna sign out for tonight, and we will see you in the morning. Well, good morning, ye faithful few. After unsticking myself from my noisy sleeping pad, I rolled over and got the Rugged Mountain siblings up out of bed with a rude light in their face again. I got out of the tent, started packing things away, remembering to shake off all of our wet gear to get ready to put it back in our packs. Actually had a little time to sit down and enjoy my bagel, and then it was time to push it. We are on trail 2 minutes early and even had breakfast. We don't have to eat it on trail, but we don't want to squander any time. So it's time for Compass Points. That was the scarier version of Compass Points. We've got 3.34 miles left to finish out the Wisconsin 10 miles. And it's only 1.5 miles back to the truck. So we've got to find some place to go or some miles to hike, because I haven't been on trail with our normal route almost this entire time. Nearby is the Kettle Moraine Southern Unit headquarters, and they have some potable water there. And so we're gonna head in and fill up our hiking water bottles so that we have some good hiking water to keep hydrated for the entire day. And then we'll be back to the truck and wrapping up Wisconsin. Company halt. About face. Let's ride. All right, update you faithful few. We had to actually walk past our truck in order to get our 10 miles. So we are on the way back. So it's final push, 1 mile to the truck to wrap up Wisconsin. I feel like that's the third time I've said that. That's it, 10 miles exactly for Wisconsin as we wrap up the third state in the backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Thanks for coming along with us so far. We're gonna do the changeover at another location. We wanna get in the truck and get going. Besides, it's sprinkling here. So tune back in tomorrow to see whether we make it over to Iowa or not, but mainly tune back in to support the kids and families at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. to donate. The link is in the description below. I want to thank y'all so much for watching. You all have a great day. Hello, you faithful few from the inside of the truck. As we begin episode 4, location 4, we are heading today to Iowa. The weather here in Wisconsin has made us rather saturated, and 2 of us have not had a shower in 4 days, so we really need to get going. So it's time for
The road map.
We've got a 3-hour and 9-minute drive ahead of us and 166 miles. But about halfway is Madison, Wisconsin, where we intend to stop off at a family member's house to get some well-deserved and much-needed showers and to do the changeover for Iowa there. We don't want to squander any more time, so let's go, Joe.
What the heck is Joe?
We wanted cheese curds since we're in Wisconsin, right? I mean, we talked about it in our intro video. And Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Pick up some cheese curds.
Yeah.
So Mr. wanted pretzel bites. Rocky Mountain Sis and I wanted the cheese curds. And the only one to get cheese curds was Rocky Mountain Sister, and they forgot to switch it to pretzel bites for Mr. It is what it is. So we're running a little bit behind schedule. That's why we had to get things pretty quick and why we didn't go back and try to get the correct items. We have Nate and Amy waiting for us over in Ohio, and we've got an hour and a half left to drive.
You said Ohio.
I did. All right, you faithful few, we got our first major navigational snafu as we came rolling into whatever town that was back there. Go to cross the bridge there, Highway 18, and it said very plainly, no Iowa access, and it had a detour sign. And so I started looking around for another place to cross the Mississippi. The closest bridge I could find was up north, Highway 82, and there it says the bridge doesn't exist anymore. It was destroyed and they're building a new one that won't be operational for a really long time. So the only other option that I'm aware of is a free car ferry that's being offered to people. I'm just, 1, skeptical that it exists, 2, skeptical that we have the time to get across it. I don't know. And we were already going to be about 15 minutes behind schedule. And so now it looks like we're going to be a fair amount more than that. Stay tuned to see what happens next. We're getting ready to go through the town of Ferryville, which ironically is not where the ferry is. But in case you were wondering, the town's population is 191. Ferry, 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 ferry. So it would seem the ferry is actually right next to the bridge that's being constructed. That looks fantastic as an engineering nerd. So this does set us back a little bit, but it doesn't completely obliterate the 10-10-10 yet. But the thought did cross my mind. At least the Ohio portion of it anyway. Dang it, I did it again. At least the Iowa portion of it anyway. I've been calling Iowa Ohio like 97 times at least. We've made it down to Iowa, all the way across Wisconsin, and then right across the Mississippi River, except for the part where I thought the bridge was closed. It may not have been, more on that later. but we've finally made it to start our 4th state. We've never actually even been to Iowa, and we've certainly not backpacked in Iowa, so this is going to be a first for us. So we're super excited to be continuing the Backpacking 10-10-10 to raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Check out the link down below if you want to help us out and support St. Jude. Because this endeavor is not going to work without Ye Faithful Few's help and everyone else's. And to that point, we had some fellow YouTubers from Indiana come all the way from there here to Ohio. I did it. To be our camp support team. This is Nate and Amy from Axiom Trailer Build. Thanks guys for coming all the way up here just to support us and stand in this ridiculously humid heat that you can't tell we're standing in right now. But yeah, I'm glad I wore white today. But as you can see, they're sporting their Backpacking 10-10-10 shirts, and they purchased these themselves because it's one with the fundraising for St. Jude logo on it. So all of the profits that came from their sales went directly to St. Jude. You can do the same thing by going to dashery.com and /DMS Adventures and look up some shirts and some merch that you can purchase kind of as a souvenir for this unique event. But that detour across the Mississippi River cost us about an hour, and it's gotten us a half an hour, and it's taken us a half an hour to actually get ready to get on the trail. So it's time for
Compass points.
We have got a 6.3 mile hike to Browns Hollow Campground. Now, given that we had all those issues crossing the Mississippi River, we may not make it, but that's okay, because there is another camp, Camp Schultz, that's only 5.1 miles that we can stop at. But I'd really prefer to get to the Browns Hollow camp because there's a fantastic stream there that runs pure, clean water. Nate, this is a Pepsi Man, the water. See how clear it is? You can see right through it. It doesn't even look like there's water in there. The live MIRFs ate it, and so the actual water that was in here is gone, but it was super clean. We'll show you when we actually get to camp. We are currently an hour and 15 minutes behind schedule, so it's time to hit the trail. Okay, we've hit the trail. Oh, I didn't show that yet? Sorry, here you go. We are at the Yellow River State Forest, heading out of Little Paint Campground, where our campsite support team, Nate and Amy from Axiom Trail Builders, greeted us with a fantastic drone shot and GoPro shot of our wheels of the 10-10-10 crossing a stream. Now, although we don't have a hiking goat today, Nate and Amy do plan on coming out and visiting us at our campsite, as it is a relatively short walk from a road crossing. So we look forward to seeing them at the end of this hike and their live MIRFs. Speaking of MIRFs, the sponsored MIRF for today is Snoopy. Now, a lot of those MIRFs have not been sponsored yet. We still don't have sponsors for Kylo, Woodstock, Murph, Burf, and Elsa. So go down to the campaign link down below, look for the reward, sponsor a MIRF, and make one of the MIRFies happy. And the other thing to mention as we begin hiking here is Iowa does not have a state champion supporter. So you don't have to be from Iowa in order to be a state champion supporter. You can just hop on there and claim the state for yourself, no matter where you're from. That is beautiful. This little Paint Creek down there, or I think it's Paint Creek. We are making it down a fairly steep decline, making our way down to whatever highway is down here near Paint Creek, which is what this whole area is named after. It was much more sketchy up yonder, kind of keeping how far we are close to my vest. We're at 2.81 miles out of the 6.3. I also just got enough signal to check Tiltify to confirm Wisconsin beat Michigan in the Shots Across Lake Michigan poll, and those miles were in fact dedicated to the medical staff at St. Jude. Coming down out of the woods, met up with the creek. That's a beautiful thing. Look at that, you faithful few. Isn't that pretty? Not mistaken, that's our bridge down there. Let's go. Faithful few, we took a break in the 72 degree, whatever building that is. Had some water also, so we topped off our drinking water bottles here. We got about 3 miles to go. I was pretty impressed up to this point with the mapping and the trail markers and whatnot. Even though the trails weren't great trails, they were at least accurate to what my watch was displaying. Until just now. We've made it to the high point of the hike, and it's all downhill from here, but there was supposed to be a right turn that did not exist. So we're going to be looking. Okay, that's better. All right, not quite accurate, but at least they mark it. We're heading to Brown's Hollow Camp. This way, through the tall grass again. Well, a wide downhill gravel road is a nice change up. We are on the correct path at this point, at least according to my watch. Pretty cool here on day 4 in Iowa. I got a message from Mr. Max Manos, who's our hiking goat for Tennessee, which is 1, 2, 3 days away still. He just messaged to let me know that he was ready to go and was checking in on us. So thanks, Max. See you in 3 days, hopefully. All right, guys. We made it to camp.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Well, you faithful few, came down here for 3 reasons. 1, get some rocks to put in our hang bag to hang our food up. 2, get some water to filter. And 3, watch your Rugged Mountain siblings play around a little. Okay, you faithful few, we are set up here at camp. Our campsite supporters have also made their way out here. They brought us ice, and I packed myself in a soda, ice, soda, and a cup. Ooh. Just listen to it. And then they just went ahead and packed in some wood for a fire too. So we're good to go. Help keep the bugs away, help keep us warm. But it's really not camping unless you have a campfire. And talk about Mister set his own stuff up and has retired to Sissy's phone. Go figure. But he set up the rest of our stuff though. We are locked down in the tent for night 4 of backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Mostico. It's fantastic having Nate and Amy come out with the live nears to visit us, share a quick fire. So again, we're here at a site where we do not have any internet access. So doing anything live or uploading a quick short or something and doing our Onyx backcountry giveaways has been nigh impossible. Therefore, I wasn't able to even check any donations, so I'm not sure where we're sitting right now. Last I saw it was 5,260 maybe. Yeah, so almost a mile worth of dollars. Well, Rugged Mountain siblings hang out over there. Mister's hoping for a movie or something. We'll just sign out for a night and see you at tomorrow's Good Morning, you faithful few. Well, good morning, ye faithful few. After getting my best night's sleep in 4 days, I woke up refreshed, leaned over, and got the Rugged Mountain siblings up. Then I made my way out of the tent and over to our food hanging from a tree. Came back to the tent, got things packed up, and then had a proper backcountry breakfast. Rugged Mountain siblings were hard at work, cleaning up the inside of the tent, and then it was time to push it. Push it. My voice cracked on the first one. And push it. And we start off our hike with an uphill. My calves were already burning on a flat road walk. Keep on going. We got these little salt tablets. They are actually pretty nummy and a little quicker to get at than our liquid IV, which I think I have in my food bag. I don't feel like getting that out right now, so salt tablet it is. This one's orange. All right, coming out into a beautiful meadow here. Bet the deer enjoy this one, and so do us people that need electronics. 2 bars on 4G. Just a little overlook over here I wanted to take a quick look at. I decided not to pack the drone in my chest rig, but figured we'd come out, elevate the Pocket 3, and see what we can look at. Would be cool to fly the drone right out past those trees. I'd probably just crash it into them though. So I was able to check the donations real quick, had some signal, and saw that the polls are activated. We got some votes for Hug Mountain Sisters pack weight. So some of these polls are meant to be for like live, like as we're doing the thing, and you vote on what's going on tomorrow. But some of these polls can definitely be voted on while you're watching the series. Even though we're done, you can still vote on like Michigan versus Wisconsin, some others that we have coming up, pitting state against state. Don't be afraid to still donate, even though the event is technically over and the series is running. The way things are going right now, we're not gonna make it to 10,000 by the end of the actual event, so we're gonna have to make it up in the series. What's going on? It's kind of hot in here. Where's Daddy? There's Daddy. Murphy Snoopy was sponsored by our friend Tricky and Sherry, and now we still need some other Murphs to get sponsored. Gotta go down and sponsor a Murph. All right, you faithful few. I figured something like this would come eventually, but we're supposed to cross that, and Rogue Mountain siblings are not into it. I'm not either. It's hard to see, it's milky, it's moving pretty fast over there. No one wants to get that wet. We could be sinking in because it's super gooey here. So we're gonna reroute, head back this way. We only had like maybe a mile and a half to go. Iowa has given us some challenges for sure. So Saddle Trail Loop it is. This is gonna add a mile and a half maybe. Kind of kills our extra time that we were building up because we're kind of wanting to get a Love's stop on the way down to Missouri. I think we can still do it, but the clock's ticking. Donahue Road this way. That's where we're trying to get. Once we're at Donahue Road, we're just going to take that all the way back. Okay, made it out to Donahue Road. And there's our wonderful bridge. Heck, we didn't take Buckleberry Ferry. We came to Brandywine Bridge instead. Okay, faithful few, we're already at 11.4 miles here in Iowa. That river crossing reroute set us back a little bit. So we called up our campsite support team, and Mr. Nate came on down. We managed to get a signal through, which is a miracle in and of itself. And he came pick us up. And right now we are all riding in the back of his pickup truck. We are about 14 minutes behind where we should be. Thank goodness for campsite support teams. We will get back to camp, get a last couple shots, and then get on the road down to Missouri. Iowa, you've been a challenge. Okay, faithful few, Iowa has thrown us some major challenges, but with some perseverance and help from our campsite support team, we're finished with it. So we are really behind schedule right now, so we need to get going. So if you can help support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we would very much appreciate going down below to the description, looking for that link, and going on to donate to the kids and families at St. Jude. I don't know if you remember, you faithful few, but in one of the episodes previously, Rugged Mountain Mister left his water bottle on the ferry. Well, our camp support team here got word of that, and they came through and hooked Mister up with a brand new one. and he's already got a sticker on it. So thanks guys, really appreciate that. Help bring this one's attitude back up a little bit. Again, thanks to Nate and Amy from Axiom Trailer Build for coming through big for St. Jude and for us. So hey, tune in tomorrow to see if we can get back on schedule in Missouri. But for now, we just want to thank y'all so much for watching, and you all have a great day. Well, hello there, you faithful few. It's day 5 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge, and we are heading down to Missouri as we've just wrapped up Iowa, and we are already 25 minutes behind schedule, so it's time to get to...
Compass points. What?
The road map.
Okay, we have got a 5-hour and 9-minute drive ahead of us. I've built in 6 hours, but we've already squandered about half of that. So we really do need to get going. The drive is 282 miles, and anything can happen in 282 miles. And we really do need to make a stop at a Love's and try to get another shower. So we don't have any time to waste, so let's hustle, Russell.
Who the heck is Russell?
Okay, we are on our way to Missouri, and as we were coming down south along the Mississippi River, we found that bridge that we thought was out, it actually wasn't out. We could have crossed it. So, you know, it is what it is. Okay, you faithful few, we've made our Love's stop. As it turns out, I think I need to get gas, and we've got some inclement weather we're gonna deal with coming into Missouri. It is not looking good, but one thing at a time. Gas and showers. Okay, you faithful few, I got a changeover of sorts taken care of while under the awning getting gas. So I'm gonna go in and see how the Rogue Mountain siblings are doing with their showers. I'm not gonna take one because we're gonna get soaked again. I don't think it's worth it. And keep on moving. Found Rogue Mountain sis. How's it going? Just sent Rogue Mountain sis in.
Customer 39. Your shower is ready. Please proceed to shower 5.
I couldn't get 2 on the app, so had 1 on the app and Mister's in that one, and then went up to the counter there and got them another one. All right, so gonna wait for them. Maybe go grab some. Oh. And there's Rogue Mountain Mister. How was it? Was it cool?
Yeah.
Nice.
But you still have my soap.
I still had his soap, so he just rinsed off. That was an expensive rinse off. And while Mister was waiting, found some Joyride. Okay, you made a quick stop at a Casey's just to take a potty break and grab a couple snacks, because it's almost like a road trip and a camping, hiking, backpacking trip all rolled into one. But we're only about 50 minutes out from our next location, and we're behind schedule by a good 20 to 30 minutes. So let's keep rolling. As we continued through the beautiful countryside of Iowa, we took in the rolling hills, the quaint small towns, but then there was something looming up ahead. One thing was for sure, Missouri was going to be interesting. Bet you weren't expecting that, were you? May I have your attention, please? All right, guys. Here's what's going on. Tonight's forecast in Kirksville, Missouri, calls for thunderstorms, some strong early, damaging winds, large hail, and possibly a tornado with some storms. Winds south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour, unless there's a tornado. Chance of rain, 100%, 1 to 2 inches of rain expected. There wasn't a plan B before right now, but now there is. Rocky Mountain Mama was meeting us here in Missouri because this is the halfway point. She was going to do some laundry, get us hooked up with our new round of food for the next 5 days. I didn't want to make her have to hike out with us, so I hooked her up with a hotel. Given the current conditions that are going to be coming our way, we're moving the Missouri portion of the hike onto treadmills inside of the hotel.
Wait, that's awesome. Oh, wait.
The Hampton Inn that we'll be staying at tonight features 3 treadmills. Therefore, we will don our packs, hop on board, including our 2 hiking goats for today, and do shifts. We were supposed to get 5.3 miles tonight, and so we will be doing it from within a workout area of the Hampton Inn in Kirksville, Missouri. However, it's not going to be all fun and games. All backpacking rules apply, as in we will be drinking our water, we will be eating the food that we were going to be taking, we will be carrying our packs just like normal. The only difference is we'll be doing it on treadmills. We'll be sleeping on our pads, not in the comfy beds. Rocky Mountain Sister has questions.
1, the people that are not walking, do they have to do anything or are they just sitting watching? 2, assuming that there is internet, and if we were out, I would have my phone. Couldn't I still keep watching or something? And 3, why can't I just sleep on the bed?
I will take those questions in reverse order. Number 3 should be fairly obvious, as we're trying to keep to the spirit of the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge while still adjusting for current conditions. Therefore, I am insisting that we sleep on our sleeping pads. We have indeed had signal in some of the locations out in the backcountry. Again, given the conditions, I'm willing to be magnanimous and assume that there would be some signal out in campsite number 1 of Thousand Hills State Park. The original question is actually a very good one. What do the other 2 people do while 3 people are hiking? I don't have an answer for that yet, so stay tuned. All right, you faithful few, Iowa absolutely threw us some curveballs, but so far Missouri has taken the cake. We've got multiple tornado watches in the area, high winds, potential for hail over the next, about 4 hours. I wasn't going to risk the family here, which includes, if you remember, our goats for this hiking trip, the Rugged Mountain Twins, have joined us for this section here in their home state of Missouri. If you remember, they were with us last on the 11th ever backpacking endeavor when we were down at Hawn State Park. So they are all in to adapt to our commitment to try to keep to the spirit of the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge while not dying. So if anybody happens to be walking by the Hampton Inn workout room tonight, they're going to be greeted to 3 backpackers on their treadmills. And as you can tell, there's 5 of us and only 3 treadmills. So we're going in shifts. The Rugged Mountain Twins, the Rugged Mountain Sister are going to take off first because they should be able to knock it out really quick, because these girls are seasoned hikers as they just came back from Colorado. How many miles did you?
About 30.
Over
2 days.
They did 30 miles over 2 days in Colorado. So yeah, this is going to be a welcomed, easy task for them to join us on this one. But with that being said, we are running out of time. So it's time to get to
Compass points.
We would have had 5.3 miles on the trail today, so we're going to do 5.3 miles on the treadmills instead. We would have had 866 feet of elevation gain. That went away. And that may be it. I think this is the shortest compass points ever. So it is 5:30 and we need to get to hiking. So let's hit the trail. truck downstairs getting pummeled. Right now we just got severe driving rain and we just got hit with a tornado warning. So yeah, I think good call. Even if it's only brief, you know, it doesn't take much. Yeah, the tornado sirens are going. Our hotel room was on the 4th floor, so figure we go down. The girls are sort of still hiking. They took shelter under a tree. Well, everybody just lost power, so the door won't open. I'm not in the best place. There we go. Power's back on. Well done, power company. This is Mr.'s favorite weather. All right, there's the second power outage. Girls are still hanging out in the hiking room. Well, even the backup plan for the 10-10-10 is literally paused at the moment because we don't even have the power to run the treadmills. The girls were at 3.5-ish miles. The tornado warning goes for another 20 minutes or so. Rocky Mountain Mama was at Walmart and they actually sent her to the back of the store. Luckily no hail, because that could have really oofed our Bougie RV solar panel on the back of the truck. Well, the Lord surely had his hand on this one, because it just happened that this came through, you know, when we were halfway through the 10-10-10 and Rocky Mountain Mama was going to be here, and I had booked her a hotel to stay in to do laundry and just to chill out while we finished our hike. So my goodness, this would have been muy mal, to say the least. We're still going to try and finish the hike though, as soon as they get our power back up. If they get our power back up. She's safe, you faithful few. She made it back.
Yeah, that was fun.
Not like being stuck in a Walmart. Talking about Mister's fighting a headache, so she went to get him children's Tylenol and got stuck there. Here we go, you faithful few. Starting at like 7:40. Mister and I got about 6 miles to try to get. One of the words in Mister's Knight's code is integrity. And integrity means...
doing what you say you're gonna do.
That's right. And we said we're hiking 10 miles in Missouri. So we're hiking 10 miles in Missouri. Mister and I are heading outside for one lap maybe to show you faithful few what it's currently like out here. There's still a whole lot of darkness around. And the state park that we should be at is like that way. I mean, the important thing is the McDonald's lights are back on.
Dad, what are you doing?
Filtering water. It's a great water source. Okay, you faithful few, me and Mister made it onto a treadmill. I have a couple things I need to talk about that I would normally do on trail that I have no choice but to do it here. And we are supposed to do a Murph adventure photo today. Go do it tomorrow morning. So the poll winners from yesterday, it was Rocky Mountain Sisters pack weight. And the guess was from 15 to 20 pounds, and indeed, it was like somewhere between 17 and 18 pounds. So well done there, you're the winner. And Murph's job, the winner of that poll was snack security. Then the active polls for tomorrow are: where should tomorrow's Murphy sleep? Inside the tent, inside a backpack, on a camp chair, or cowboy camp. And then the second one is a Mississippi River battle between Missouri and Illinois. So we'll see which state there comes out stronger for St. Jude. If you got your money on Missouri, go ahead and put your money on Missouri. There's also no state champion supporter for Missouri. And you can become a state champion supporter for Missouri regardless of whether you're joining us live or in the video series. We kind of gave up on the treadmill. It seems like those miles were taking longer than just hiking here in the hallway. Well, faithful few, we're back on the treadmill. We got 0.8 miles left to go. It's 10:10 p.m. Still treadmilling.
3, 2, 1.
We made it. 10:26 p.m. It's time for bed. Freaking fantastic. Good job, buddy. I know you only have our word to go on that we finished it, but we finished it. Well, the 6 miles for today anyway. But we got time to sleep and recover and get our feet back. Silly rain would ever stop. Well, good morning, ye faithful few. After barely waking up, however enjoying a night in some air conditioning, I got up and got moving in the hotel room. I walked over and got the Rugged Mountain siblings up, and we finally got moving. Exited the hotel, went to the truck, and dropped off some stuff. And now it was time to push it. Look, everybody, wildlife on the trail, and it's dangerous. He is angry. Some other cool wildlife on the trail. Hello. Howdy, guys. Well, we have really had to adjust things here in Missouri, but we're getting ready to wrap up our last couple miles here in the Show Me State, which sure showed us. We're actually in Thousand Hills State Park right now. I think we still have time though to get to.
Compass points.
Well, we started our last 4 miles of Missouri there at the inn, and we just made, I don't know, 5 or 6 laps to get about 1.2 miles in, because we had a 2.8 mile trail we were going to do here in the Thousand Hills State Park. And I think we already screwed that up too, as we went walking through the campgrounds instead of on the trail. As long as we get our 4 miles, that's all that really matters. Now, it's not supposed to rain till like 10 o'clock. It's looking a little angry, and I definitely do not want us to get caught in the rain this late in the game. There goes Rugged Mountain Mama with the rest of our laundry. So if it hasn't really been made clear, the Rugged Mountain twins are the Rugged Mountain siblings, cousins. I'm super happy that they came up here, about a 3-hour drive for them. The Rugged Mountain siblings have really enjoyed having them around, talking. You know, they're closer to their age and young and fun. And the girls, they got a great attitude about everything in general, but also about hiking. It's been great having them with us. Wish we could have done the trail with them. Wouldn't want to hike around a hotel with anyone else. We've come to the end of location 5, Missouri. It sure was quite the challenge and a different sort of hiking this time around, but we managed to get all 10 miles done, 10.2 in fact. So a big shout out and thanks to our hiking goats from Missouri, the Rugged Mountain twins, who made it 3 hours up here to hike with us in odd conditions. But it was great having them. Would have been nice to have you on a couple more of them too. So as we come to the halfway point of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge, we gotta reach out and ask everybody to support us in what we're trying to do here, raising $10,000 for the kids and families at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. You can head down to the link below, click on that, do any of the rewards. We still have some MIRFs that need to be sponsored. We still have a couple campsites that need to be sponsored, as well as a bunch of state champion supporters. So there's lots of opportunities to join in a fun way and support this mission. So here as we wrap up Missouri, it's on to Illinois. And hey, I just want to thank you all so much for watching. And you all have a great day. Well, hello, you faithful few, and welcome to episode 6 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 as we are on our way to Illinois. I do have to say, in case you didn't notice, this is really starting to wear on us at this point. It's been 50 miles. It's been probably around 1,000 miles of driving so far, and there's more to come. So we appreciate everybody's support, our hiking goats, our campsite sponsor support teams, everyone commenting and supporting us so far. It means a lot to us to keep us going. Shoulders hurt, feet hurt, moods are down, but hey, We're in it to win it for the kids and families at St. Jude. We are technically 22 minutes ahead of schedule right now, so that is fantastic. But we also have a 6-hour drive and we don't really want to squander that. So it's time to get to
The road map.
We have got 363 miles to drive, which so far is our longest trip yet. We've got 6 hours and 10 minutes of being on the road. I've built in around 7 hours for us to have time for maybe a joyride stop, bathroom breaks, and picking up some lunch. We will be heading straight through St. Louis, crossing the Mississippi River. Hopefully all their bridges are working. And we'll be ending at the Indian Point Trailhead in the Garden of the Gods. The one in Illinois, not the one out west. Like I said, we are still 20 minutes ahead of schedule, but we don't want to squander that. So let's press on, Sean.
Who the heck is Sean?
Well, you faithful few, I am definitely more in travel mode than I am travel vlog mode. See if I can catch you up to speed as to what's going on. We made our way through the beautiful countryside of Missouri today. Made a stop at Dairy Queen for some lunch. Pretty quickly got back on the road and made our way through St. Louis. And then we rolled up into a Shell here because I kind of forgot I was getting low on gas. And super happy to report that gas is $4.79 here. And that wind is rocking my new tripod, but the new tripod is holding up this time. In your face, wind. All right, filling up with gas and then hitting the road, heading to Garden of the Gods. Whoa. Well, we've finally made it over to the Garden of the Gods area in Illinois, and we're here with our hiking goat for Illinois, Sean from Hiking with Sean.
Howdy, folks.
The YouTube algorithm never sent me to Sean's content, so shout out to that hiking guy for doing something that YouTube refused to do. Sean here is awesome for at least 4 reasons. Let me count the ways. First, Sean here is a Southern Illinois trail guide and a hiking expert. Number 2, now before this backpacking 10-10-10 thing came about, I didn't know Sean's channel, he didn't know us, and from his perspective, I reached out to him completely out of the blue. And he jumped on it almost immediately, recognizing the impact that the outdoor community could have for the kids and families at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Number 3, Sean here is the state champion supporter for Illinois. So he put his money where his mouth is, and there are a bunch of other states that still need a state champion supporter. So if you can, please go ahead and do that. Number 4, Sean has come in clutch for us because we have had to change our hiking plans yet again. But I'll get to that when we get to
Compass points.
We have got about 5 to 6 miles to hike today. The elevation gain is kind of like this, and the temperature is currently about 90 degrees, and it comes as a matching set with the humidity. The big difference here is although we are hiking in our actual location, we are not going to be camping out. That's because I think Illinois is a little bit jealous of Missouri because it lost the state competition, and it's trying to one-up it by having even worse thunderstorms come through. So, given that we had to shelter from a tornado warning last night, we were not willing to risk staying out there in the backcountry with that kind of weather potentially coming through again. So, we will get to where we are staying later, but for right now, it's time to hit the trail. Hey, you faithful few. We're out here hiking with Sean, and we got our first bluffage back there. Hard to see here in the summer though. The Rocky Mountain siblings scouted ahead. They're nice. So the main thing we're heading to out here is a overlook. Been on trail for a while, 2.3 miles in. Not too much further to go to get to our turnaround point. We're just doing it out and back. Our hiking goat beginning, oh, the sun's back there. Mr. Sean from Hiking with Sean, a Southern Illinois trail expert, hooking us up with an adjusted trail because of our change of plans. So I wanted to touch on the active polls from yesterday. The winner was between Missouri and Illinois. The winner was Missouri. They put in more money for the support of St. Jude, calling out Illinois across the Mississippi. So that poll is active both now as we're doing the hike and when the video comes out. So if you're watching this when the video comes out, then go over and check out that poll. See if you can get Illinois back in the game. Oh, the other one was where the Muirf's gonna sleep, and we didn't get any votes. So Mr. gets to just pick where the Muirf sleeps tonight. I imagine that'll be with him. So our poll for today is, guess our elevation gain. We're in the Shawnee National Forest, or a wilderness area of the Shawnee National Forest. And the second active poll today is, who are these miles dedicated to? To the kids at St. Jude, to the family and caregivers, to the medical staff, they won last time, or ye faithful few for stepping up big for St. Jude by donating through our 10-10-10 fundraiser. I'm excited to do a big shout out to Doug from Backcountry Pilgrim, who is hiking with us virtually today, all the way over in California in the Desolation Wilderness near Lake Tahoe. Now, I only have a general sense of where that is, but Desolation Wilderness sounds like it's no joke. Now, Doug was the very first person that I reached out to be a virtual hiking buddy. I was trying to get people from all over the country to join us on a particular day. And he was the first one I reached out to, and he said yes. And I was thinking, man, this is a great idea. We're gonna get people from everywhere. Well, I reached out to 23 more people, and I either got no answer at all or a no for 22 of them until the very last person I asked. Sloan's Wilderness said yes, and then he had to say no. And then he messaged me the day we were at Pokagon in Indiana and said yes. So he was our second one. Doug, thanks so much for being the first one to jump on board with the virtual hiking buddy idea. I know you're crushing 10 miles out there, and I'm sure it's no joke. So really appreciate you supporting us and supporting the kids and families at St. Jude from all the way over in California. All right, we made it to the first of two outlooks. It's gorgeous. Looking across the hills of Illinois. This would be a fantastic place to just send the drone off. But we are in a wilderness area, so no drones allowed. How quickly, do you remember how quickly you got to 1,000? And here's the big one, you faithful few. Rocky Mountain siblings coming out. Oh yeah. We're making our way back from that beautiful overlook, picking ticks off us as we go. We got about, I don't know, 0.3, 0.4 to go, get back to the truck, and then do final tick check, and then make our way in creative fashion towards our campsite for tonight. Walking around the parking lot till we get to 6. Bam, 6. Our expert just told us to wipe down with some rubbing alcohol. And so yeah, Mister's using that to get all that nastiness off him. We definitely went through some poison ivy. Luckily, I don't think we react to it super bad, so. guys. We made it to the campsite.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Well, good evening there, you faithful few, from our campsite. Rocky Mountain Sis is down at the creek getting herself washed up. Thanks to our meal sponsor, Peak Refuel, I'm having Rocky Mountain Mister's granola tonight because he didn't want it, and my backcountry bison bowl is a little more than I want to eat at 9:20. So big thanks to Sean from Hiking with Sean for meeting us out there today. We're going to hook back up with him in the morning to get our last 4 miles of Illinois in so that we get our full 10. So it's been a while since we've been settled in time to do the Onyx drawing, but we have the ability to do that tonight. All right, here we go for the Onyx Backcountry Elite Membership Giveaway, brought to you by Onyx Backcountry. On June 6th, Axiom Trailer Build won, and now we're doing 2 spins off the same wheel here for the 7th and the 8th. There's the spin wheel. Let's see who wins the first one for the 7th. All right, here we go. These are weighted based on how much was given, and the winner looks like it's going to be, that's B&L, that's Benton and Lauren. And consequently, Benton was where we stopped off to get our showers as we went from Michigan to Wisconsin. So congratulations, guys. We'll get that Onyx Backcountry Elite membership card to you soon. Okay, we're gonna move on to the giveaway for the 8th. Rocky Mountain Mister's gonna do the honors here. Just hit the middle button there. All right, here it goes, and this one's going to... Ghost Mule just missed it. This one goes to Joyce P. So I'll have to look in there and see if I can find your email address, and then I will reach out to you to get you this Backcountry Elite membership. We didn't have any donations on the 9th or the 10th, but we did have some on the 11th. So let me put another spin wheel together here, and then we will get to a 3rd giveaway for tonight. All right, got the new spin wheel put in. So there were no donations on the 9th or the 10th, although there were multiple donations on the 11th. Most everybody was anonymous, and if you're anonymous, then I can't reach out to you to know who to give the membership to. It would be even better if you put some way for us to contact you so we can get you your prize. But we still managed to get a wheel put together, and Rocky Mountain Sister is going to do the honors. All right, here we go, big money, big money. The winner is Mia. She was one of our hiking goats in Missouri today, so congratulations, Mia. You got an Onyx Elite Backcountry membership free for 1 year. I think I can figure out how to get that to you. So it's 10:13. I would love to get some good sleep, so we're going to sign out, and we will see you in the morning. Well, good morning, ye faithful few. After listening to the storms roll through last night and realizing we made yet another fantastic decision, we got up and got packing up the room. Once I found Rocky Mountain Mister, we were off. We've met back up with Sean, and we are heading that way to the Indian Point Trail as we wrap up our last 4 miles in Illinois. Let's go. Got a campsite like 50 yards into the trail. Storm last night came through, saturated the trail here and everything, and I don't think we got any tornado warnings this time, but I'm certainly glad we weren't out in a tent in it. We were going to be in a low-lying valley area, was prone to flash flooding, so it was a good decision.
Who wants to go swimming? You know it's gonna bring you to a swimming hole, did you?
Hop in, the water's cold.
It's gotta be the funniest frog.
Saying good morning.
Oh. Those mini lily pads or what?
All right, we're making our way around the Indian Point Trail. Coming to our first overlook. You can always tell it kind of goes low, rocks show up, and then it opens up. Get a look at the mist and moisture hanging over the terrain. That is beautiful. Coming out to overlook number 2. Okay, this one's a little better, a little more open. Yep, not gonna make that jump. Overlook number 3. As we are at 1 mile in to our 4 miles for this morning, so just 3 left. Mr. Sean going up ahead of us to check for any snakies hiding out in the cave, but all right, we're inside the cave thing here. Just taking a look. Oh, cave cricket. All righty, move on. We're out here checking out the bluffage. I have copyright clearance to say bluffage from the originator.
There you go. You're allowed.
There's that campsite that we passed by earlier. And we're just gonna pop back out on the trail and complete our loop of the Indian Point Trailhead. This one will take us to the Garden of the Gods. I don't know if you can hear me because my fan is too loud. But it feels glorious. Yeah, pointing right at my face. Whoa, that would have been fun. Rocky Mountain sister back there laughing at me. Yeah. Random pit toilet out in the wild. Starting out with formations, heading up trail to the Garden of God's observation deck area place thing. Looks like a little bonsai tree. Bonsai! Up to a spot called Starry Night. Yeah, I think I can see why. Check it out. Yeah, look at the swirls. That's crazy. It almost looks like a fossil. All right, we made it out. And we are back. Uh-oh, 0.03. We got 0.03, 0.02, 0.02, 0.01, 10 miles, go. Well, there you go, you faithful few. Illinois is in the books now. We're sitting at 60 miles with 40 to go. Ice cream is in our near future. I mean, we're DMS Adventures, that's just what we do. Big shout out and thanks to our hiking goat, our guide on all trails, Sean. He's got a website, hikingwithsean.com. Go and check it out and support him as he supported us here on the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. So as we wrap up episode 6 here, if you can, go down below and click that donate button. We are still got about $4,000 to go before we get to our $10,000 goal. So we need your help. If you enjoy the outdoors, if you like what we're doing here, consider donating something to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital through the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. We've got to get on to Tennessee, so we just want to thank you all so much for watching, and you all have a great day. Well, hello, you faithful few, and welcome to episode 7 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. If you've just tuned in and this is your first time seeing us, we are trying to raise $10,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital by drawing attention to it through our Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. 10 miles in 10 states over 10 nights to raise that $10,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We're starting off with a bright sunny day, a little muggy, a little hot, but we've been dealing with that the entire time. We're on our way to Tennessee, and right now we're only 9 minutes behind schedule, which is not too bad. But again, we don't want to squander any of our time. So it's time for
The road map.
We have got 3 hours and 10 minutes
Hey, Dad.
to get, what?
What did Tennessee?
I don't know.
The same thing Arkansas.
Anyway, we've got 3 hours and 10 minutes to make it 176 miles. This is one of our shortest drives of the entire challenge. So normally we get lots of things charged, we do lots of stops, but I don't know that we're gonna have the time for it this time. So we're gonna have to be very efficient with how we do things. Now, are we particularly efficient in any of the stuff we've done? No, we haven't, but we're still gonna get it done. We are sitting at 11 minutes behind schedule, so we do not wanna waste any more time. So let's hit it, Bridget.
Who the heck is Bridget?
Well, you faithful few, on our way to Tennessee. We had to get off at this exit anyhow. Figured, why not stop, use the bathroom, get some gas. 361 here in Kentucky. I've got to switch out socks. Oh wait, my socks are in the back over here. Yeah, see, tracking's cool. Some fresh socks. And I think I'm gonna wipe off some. Well, I'd found 2 ticks on my legs while driving. They were pretty new, so I just took them off. The bathing wipes are fantastic. They're like super thick. The key to this, you faithful few, is the new socks often, and then changing shoes out of my trail runners for the drive. It makes all the difference. All right, back heading towards Natchez Trace State Park, and we are under the presumption that there is a Chick-fil-A along our route, and it is not Sunday. So we are going to look for that and make us a quick stop for some lunch. All right, so we found the Chick-fil-A, you faithful few, but as it turns out, it's inside of a college campus. I think we're going to a Qdoba instead. Well, here we are, you faithful few. We have finally made it down to Natchez Trace State Park in Tennessee to begin the 7th leg of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. And in keeping with our hiking goat tradition, we have reached out to Max Manos from Caveman Adventures. Come on in, Max. Rugged Mountain Mister and I met Mr. Max here down at the Red River Gorge for one of the YouTuber meetups, and just hit it off chit-chatting. And when I discovered that he actually lived in Tennessee, I reached out to him immediately about joining us for the 10-10-10 Challenge. And after this van passes, he jumped on board immediately. So it's great to have the encouragement and excitement to join up with this here in Tennessee. So it's a little on the warm side here today, and the sun is out, which is better than rain, but still not ideal. This is a really busy road. We have got plenty of time, but again, we don't want to waste it. So it's time to get to
Compass point.
We have got about a 4.7 mile hike, so a little less than normal for day 1. And the elevation gain total is around 842 feet. Again, on the lower side of things so far. We are camping out next to a lake, which should be rather refreshing given the current heat. The bugs already are somewhat bad, so we will be pulling out our Flextail sponsored.
Yeah.
Oh man, these things bite, whatever they are. The horseflies are biting me. The Flextail Tiny Repeller. It does not work for horseflies. That's about it. We're kind of tired of sitting here. We're in the sun. We need to get over into that shade over there, so it's time to hit the trail. Faithful few, our campsite is actually on the lake here, and we found the lake, but this isn't quite our campsite yet. We got a little ways to go still. So far, like in Natchez Trace State Park, it's pretty. We want Mister's full of questions. I'm gonna get him his own Garmin so he can just figure things out himself. Okay, vote down in the comments if you want Max to go out on that. All right, finally back into the woods. Red Leaves Trail, Cub Lake Trail, because Cub Lake is the name of our campsite. Rugged Mountain Mister went up and checked out the backcountry campsite, which we took a wrong turn and now we're there, so we got to reroute. But while he was up there checking it out, he found himself a baby frog, probably a toad. All right, just finished a long road walk. Got a pretty cool overlook of some kind there, but we're too lazy to go look at it. And now we're back into the woods. Oh, so this is pretty. Come down into an actual wooded area. We've been walking gravel this whole time, which I don't know, it's kind of a nice switch. Check this out, this is looking like kind of jungly at this point. Oh yeah, the dark timber with the green and the light shining through. It's Jurassic World. Yep, I just got attacked by a Jurassic bug. Made the loop back to the backcountry campsite, but we're only sitting at 4.42 miles. We would really rather be at 5, so we're probably gonna keep on moving for another 0.3 and then turn around and come back and set up camp on a beautiful sunny shaded day. After stopping at the campsite, we made an executive decision to take care of an out and back that we had to do tomorrow. We just decided to do it today. So we kind of just backtracked a little bit, and now we're on our way back to the campsite to finally set up camp. And we should be, yeah, right around 6 miles when we get back. So we only have 4 to get done in the morning before we move on down even further south into the sweltering humidity of Alabama. All right, guys, we made it to our campsite.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
It's big enough to put a chair under or right up against the tree, which typically right up against the tree you've got.
All right, we've settled into camp, sitting here in my Nemo Moonlight Elite.
Eating
sitting next to a campfire. But you know, our campsite support teams and our hiking goats have just come through phenomenally so far, and Max is no exception to that. When we got to Trailhead, we went no more and got out of the car, and he gave Rugged Mountain siblings a couple gifts from Japan. And so Rugged Mountain sister is going to open hers up now, and we're going to take a look at what it is. Thought we'd bring you Faithful Few along too.
My kids picked the machine. I don't even know what machine they came out of.
Still working on his cinematography.
I know.
It was soft.
He's so cutie.
It's a keychain.
Is it a cat?
Yeah, awesome.
Well, you Faithful Few, we just got dinner going. Mr. Max is eating Publix. We're trying our minute rice with a chicken packet and teriyaki sauce from Panda Express. Looking forward to that. We've got a gorgeous night, evening, I guess. I didn't catch it, but earlier there were literally squirrels about a good 200 feet up, dropping pine cones on Rugged Mountain sister over there, hanging out in the hammock chair. It was kind of funny. Yeah, there you go. It's actually very spiky. But yeah, shoot on that and then Well, good evening there, you faithful few. We are in the Trekker 3, closing down for the night, and are lucky enough here in Tennessee to be able to do a quick donation read. We had Journey on the Trail donate $10 twice. We had the Rugged Mountain Twins from our Missouri leg donate to be sure that Missouri won the Battle of the Mississippi River. Then we had 2 anonymous donations, one for $10, one for $25. The Cartilage crew came through big with a sponsorship of Murphy Elsa and a Murph Adventure photo.
Yeah, baby.
So that was $125, and they commented, make sure Elsa behaves, but has some fun along the way too. Then Red Shepherd Outdoors donated $150. Became the state champion supporter of Illinois, so Illinois now has 2. And then Pat donated $25 and said, go Max. So those are the only donations we have to read tonight. We're gonna close down night 7 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge, get some good sleep so we can get up, hike out of here, and head down to Alabama. Good night. Well, good morning, ye faithful few. After waking up from about 5 hours of sleep, I rolled over and realized that my fan died during the night, and it was sad. I rolled over, got the Rugged Mountain siblings up out of bed, made my way out of the tent, and started packing up. And then, a rare occurrence for me, I decided to have one of our sponsored meals from Peak Refuel for breakfast. I noticed the Rugged Mountain siblings were taking a while, so I went over to check on what they were doing.
Oops.
And once I got them reoriented, it was time to push it. All right, we've begun day 8, but wrapping up location 7. We've started our hike. Figured it's time to get to
Compass points.
Well, since Elsa was the sponsored mirror for today, she must have felt the need to take over the Compass Point segment. Because of our extra 1.5 miles yesterday, we only have 4 miles to make it out to the truck today to wrap up our time here in Tennessee. We've got a short portion of it going around this beautiful lake here. You've seen people out on boats and whatnot. Once we get around there, it's just a hike through the woods right back to the Natchez Trace Visitor Center, where it'll be time to sign off for this episode and do a changeover, probably hit the bathroom. We'll let you what's going on for the drive on our road map segment, which I'm sure you've grown fond of at this point. I've come to the cabin area of Natchez Trace State Park. Short little road walk as we make our way towards the lake. Here, making our way across the lake on this fantastic bridge. Check it out, not pretty or what? Elsa, if you keep misbehaving, Elsa, that's what happens to you. Get dropped in Cub Creek Lake.
I can see my reflection.
It's just you, Murph.
No, it's not. That dog is gorgeous.
Well, if you enjoyed the first bridge, they give you a second one to cross. This one's nice. This one's got the paddle boat marina and a beach area. Do some swimming. As pretty as it is, that sun is a little warm. Gonna get back into the woods. Well, Tennessee is no different when it comes to trail closures and whatnot. We got rerouted because apparently they're building this beautiful house down here. Or I don't know what this is. It's pretty. The Rangers make good money down here, so here we go again. Tennessee. All right, well, the closed trail affords us the opportunity to go across this fabulous aluminum bridge. They do a lot of bridges here at Natchez Trace State Park, which I'm appreciative of. So we're gonna try and pick up the trail that we did yesterday, which should be right over here. and then we'll take it back up and maybe have to do some more parking lot walking. Getting used to that too.
How are you on your time?
Blake Trail, Red Leaves Trail. I keep going this way. Got another trail closed.
Well, that's the way we would have come in. That's the other.
There's the vehicles. I can see the end is in sight.
What's up, fans? Of only me. Anything else of these losers? With that one and that one.
I'm glad we're rid of Elsa now.
Hey! You shush.
All right, you faithful few, the 10.3 miles of the Tennessee portion of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge is in the books. We're up to like 73 miles now. We're wrapping up here under some beautiful but hot weather, so we just want to get moving. Hey, big shout out and thanks to our hiking goat for Tennessee, Mr. Max Manos. Go and check out his channel, Caveman Adventures on YouTube. And I just want to tell everybody out there, be like Max. He's reached out and bothered his family members, his friends, and just random strangers that he's trying to get to donate to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. And we definitely need that because we still got a good $3,400 left to go and only 3 states to do it in. We just want to thank y'all so much for watching, and you all have a great day. Well, hello there, you faithful few, and welcome to episode 8 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. Today we are making our way from this heat into more heat of Alabama. If you're just tuning in and not sure what this whole thing is about, we are trying to raise $10,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital by drawing attention to it by this unique fundraising adventure that we call the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. 10 miles in 10 states over 10 nights to raise that $10,000. And we need your help. We've only got 3 days left and $3,400 to close the gap to get to that $10,000. Well, with the help of Max getting us up, getting ready and everything from our Tennessee hiking goat over here, who's still waiting on us to finish, we have a lot of extra time today. And by a lot, I mean like 2 hours. So we're not gonna squander that. It's time to get to
The roadmap.
We've got a 151-mile drive to make it down to the Sipsey Wilderness in Alabama. It should take about 3 hours and 3 minutes. I, however, have built in an extra half an hour, which isn't enough time to get to Love's and get a shower. However, by virtue of getting up a little earlier than was scheduled, we actually have 2.5 extra hours. So we're going to indulge in nice long showers, probably have a tasty lunch somewhere before we make our way down and meet up with our hiking goat for Alabama, who, if you don't know already, you have to wait to find out. But as usual, we don't want to squander our time, so let's leave, Steve.
Who the heck is Steve?
Okay, if you were to Love's, it's a small one, but they do have 3 showers. So getting our shower boxes out, Mountain siblings getting their new clothes ready. I've already checked one of us in. So, if you want to see what a Love's shower looks like, I'll show you. Given the heat, I'm gonna go with the white towel, toe socks, and some unmentionables. We'll go with a pair of ports. I can zip on the pant leg if I need to. All right, let's go get a shower. All right, went up to the counter with my Love's app and got a ticket for the showers and restrooms. But unfortunately, shower number 1 taken. Shower number 2, Rocky Mountain Mister's in there. Shower number 3 in use. And there's still Rocky Mountain Sis and myself that need to get in there. So we got some time to kill. Let's go eat. Here it is, you faithful few. Here is a Love's shower. Got its own toilet, sink, door, fan, soaps, and a pretty nice looking shower going on. Clean, and cleans you up really good, like Mister. And just like that, I'm all cleaned up. All right, you faithful few, working through the changeover. Mister's over here filling up water bottles, which we will take the superheated hot water there, stick it in the cooler. Maybe it'll be cool by the time we get to the trailhead. I'm gonna get in, come out Mister's pack here and get a salt tablet out, because I do have a slight headache and I generally attribute it to dehydration and electrolyte problems. Then we gotta get food bags out of here, which Mister's already isn't in here. It's mildly concerning. Yeah, close enough. Okay, you faithful few, we are here to help out Ryan Trahan because he needs our help right now. It's because of him and his 50 states in 50 days that we got this idea to do this 10-10-10 to support the kids and families at St. Jude. And he's trying to break a world record today by having a bunch of people take Instagram selfies, buying some Joyride in a store where they sell it, and then posting it to Instagram. And so that's what we're here to do today. All right, mission accomplished, Ryan. You're welcome. All right, faithful few, this is Alabama. We've made it all the way down from Tennessee, and we are starting the hike for episode 8 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. We're here in the Sipsey Wilderness, and as you know from the previous episodes, our hiking goats, they have come in clutch time after time. And since we've never been to the Sipsey Wilderness before, we absolutely needed hiking goats. And not just one, not just two, but 3. We've got 3 hiking goats here in Alabama to help us make sure that we don't get lost. First up, we got Terry here. He reached out to me after seeing Crow's video and asked to join us, and I was like, absolutely. And so here he is, ready to go with us. Number 2, we've got Squid. Oh, no room for Crow.
Welcome to Mississippi.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where are we? In Alabama?
It's the Sipsey.
Oh, Sipsey, not Mississippi. I've never hiked here before, so this is going to be fun. I hope you know the route.
That's perfect.
What's up, buddies? What's up?
We are on time-ish, but we don't want to waste any more time. So it's time we need to get to
Compass points.
We have got 6 to 6.5 miles to get to today because we need a shorter day tomorrow in order to get all the way to Kentucky. Not only that, but we lose an hour because of the central versus eastern time zone thing. I have a route here on my watch, but I have the distinct impression that Crow is going to be taking us in a completely different direction, which may or may not get us to a campsite. I have done a very dangerous thing here as I have given Crow a microphone.
Good morning.
But it was necessary because I have a very important question. What should we expect as we get into the Sipsey Wilderness?
Venomous snakes, bears. I've been attacked by a cheetah before, but I was able to talk it and it became my friend. I now have it at home. Night crawlers. They are some sort of zombie-ish creature that comes out in the middle of the night, but don't worry about those. They've only taken one of my fingers before, that one. But other than that, I would expect very hot temperatures and just a lot of fun.
So in one of the states, I've forgotten at this point, the temperature and the humidity came as a matching set at about 90. Can we expect the same thing here in Alabama?
The humidity right now on my watch is 159%.
After that informative dissertation from Crow, we have no choice but to continue on with the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. And so it's time we hit the trail. Yeah, I knew I could count on Crow for a great intro. So this should be a fun one. It is hot, it is humid. We do have 6 miles to go today, but we've got 3, count them, 3 hiking goats today, but all 3 are out here supporting St. Jude, so big thanks to them. They know this area really well, so I'm not worried about getting lost or missing a trail. I'm led to believe, if Crow isn't lying to me, that tomorrow should be super beautiful. All right, you faithful few, we've made it 2.63 miles in, a little less than half. Taking a quick break as we are at a intersection of the trail. Kind of open area, sun is beating down, basically burning right through the leaves of the trees, right through our flesh. And Crow, we got him twerking behind us, which is exactly why I invited him. You gonna let Crow take the spider webs?
Dang, you kind of got me. I was like, wait.
My watch has us turning here.
Yeah. We're turning here. 204, my darling.
All right, I'm questioning my decision to follow Crow on this particular hike. Well, you faithful few still making it through the woods of the Sipsey Wilderness. We've seen frogs, we've seen box turtles, we've seen crows. We're down to around 1.5 miles left-ish before getting to camp for tonight. So far in the shade of the trees, it isn't completely unbearable. Of course, the fan helps a fair amount as well. Mister just saved Crow's life. Found a tick on him. We made it to the turn. I don't know what that means yet, but we made it to a turn.
This is the well-placed sound. It's very visible to everybody. 204 something, A or B, and there's some beetles. How about that?
Are they pointing in the right direction?
I don't know. This is my first time being here, so I don't really know.
Yep, there's 2 right there.
All right, guys, we made it to camp.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Unintentionally, Peak Refuel is almost sponsoring everyone's meal tonight for the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Me and the Rugged Mountain siblings got Peak. Mr. Crow's over there with chicken Alfredo pasta, same as us.
Mine's armadillo meat.
Oh yeah, he's had it switched out for armadillo meat. It's a little crunchy on the top. And then Squid over there has got himself the chicken pesto pasta.
If y'all smell burned hair, it's me.
All right, you faithful few, we're in camp here in Alabama. We're all set up, having dinner, sitting around, and for the first time for the 10-10-10, we finally get to do a joyride test with our fellow campers. So now we're gonna pass around, see how everybody likes cherry ropes.
Torrin, what are you doing here? What are we doing?
Joyride taste test.
What is that?
Where you taste test joyride.
Oh, are they good?
Yeah.
That's why you taste test them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll taste it, but it better be good, or I'm blaming you, Torrin.
All right, we'll take it around. Everybody get a piece off.
Oh, there's some sort of goo in there.
Yeah.
It's more melted than usual.
Is this a worm?
We've eaten them a lot and not gotten worms yet, so.
Wow. There we go. Perfect.
All right, Crow, what you think?
Delicious. I give it a 4 stars out of 5.
That's solid. All right, Mr. Terry.
Very good.
Still chewing. Squid.
I'm really enjoying that. I'm gonna go one up on Crow and give it 4.1 stars.
Nice. We already know.
What is this? The Price is Right? What are you trying to do?
Price is Right rules, right?
We already know Rugged Mountain Sis likes it. I know I like it.
And I obviously hate it. I mean, it's terrible.
All right, you faithful few, we are locking down the Alabama campsite. It is 8:45 or so, but we got to get up super early to get out of here on time. So we got that long drive and we're losing an hour tomorrow. So I'm gonna sign out for day 8 and we will see you in the morning. Well, good morning, ye faithful few. After laying in bed and hearing the rain pitter-patter on the tent, then I rolled over to wake up the Rugged. Since she was already up, I went ahead and started wiping down the tent from all the condensation inside. Once I was out of the tent, there was a little bit of excitement. Up in the early morning, we got a There's a copperhead over here on the P trail.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, Mr. Terry was going to the bathroom and happened to turn his headlamp on and saw him curled up there right along the side of our trail we've been using to go to the bathroom. It was a big one. Then we went around camp making sure everybody was ready to go. And then finally it was time to push it on out. Look at that beautifully dry house shape. We got Sis ready to go. We got Dad ready to go. We got Mr. ready to go. We got Terry ready to go. We got Squid basically ready to go. And then there's Crow.
What's up? I've been ready for like an hour. I just hadn't packed up or anything.
Alright, we're here at the top of the falls. This is where I came, got some water down here in that pool. Then we got Crow down there getting some shots, standing perilously close to the edge of the waterfall. Hey look, we got some Alabama bluffage. Fantastic. Comes old Crow himself. We just came down that. Terry and I just lowered Mr. like an elevator. We're in a Jurassic jungle here. Crow wanted to take us down to that waterfall that we were at the top of earlier. And I agree. We are flirting with our timing a little bit just because we got such a long drive ahead of us. Let's go take a look at the waterfall and then keep on moving. Not only do we have the waterfall down here, but we got a ginormous tree, the biggest white poplar in the state.
Some people say yellow, some people say white. I don't know.
All right, here's a front-on look at Bee Falls. Getting a shot of the master at work.
Hey Mark, we're on the trail and you're taking a potty break, so we're sweating waiting for you. So if you can hurry up and do your business. Not sure if it's number 1 or number 2, but if you could hurry up because we're waiting on you. You can see the sweat dripping off my face. So 10, 10, 10, let's put it on 10 and let's go.
Well, JK and Stringer, Bergamot Mr. lost the game. Had to make a pit stop for him. Got things taken care of and back on trail, walking by. I don't know if you'd call this bluffage or just rockage. I think it's rockage. All right, I don't know what we're coming down to, but we're coming down to something. He called it the rock. So we're heading down a trail that Crow has us on, and we don't know where we're going. And honestly, I don't think he does either. This is the most technical trail we've done yet on the 10-10-10. No better time than day 8. Actually day 9, but location 8 still. I know I've been confused the whole time. Well, that was a little bit of a rough blowdown to get through, but we made it. At a creek. It's pretty.
Hey, let me get a picture of y'all down there.
There's actually a campsite on the other side of that blowdown.
It's a giant rock of bluffage.
All right, now we got our first rock scramble of 10-10-10. The mountain siblings up there killing it. Mr. Terry and Mr. Squid leading the way. And Crow's back there with a whip, making sure we keep moving. Come on, slackers. Trying to get out of Alabama here. We still have 3 miles to go and only an hour to do it in. And we're not getting 3 miles an hour down here, that's for sure. Stay tuned. It is exactly 8 o'clock and we are at 7.08 miles, 2.92 to go. All righty, we gotta go 0.87 out and then 0.87 back in order to get our 10 in. And then I think it's about a quarter back to the truck from there. So I'm gonna try and knock it out quick. Still running out of time. I think there's a song about that. All right, so we lost Squid at some point. I think he went back to the truck, which was probably what we would do if we could. We lost Crow for a minute. I figured he was off trying to get the perfect shot somewhere.
And I was trying to cheat a little bit.
Oh, he was trying. Well, you already did because you didn't come all the way to where I was.
Yeah, exactly.
But the ones that needed to do the 10 miles will get the 10 miles. So it is 8:55. We got 5 minutes to make it back 1.05 miles. So we'll have a little bit of time to get packs off, do a couple shots, and then move on to Kentucky for location 9 of the backpacking 10-10-10. Our mountain siblings stopped for salt tablet time as we make our last couple of tenths of a mile out to the truck. I was finally reminded to give a shout out to AJ as he did a Miles in Your Name dedication to his mom Deb. So mile 79 is dedicated to AJ's mom Deb. Thanks AJ for making that dedication, and thanks for supporting us as we try to support the kids and families at St. Jude. It's close. Okay, you faithful few, the 10 miles of Alabama are in the books. Thanks to these guys over here that made it possible. We got Squid, Crow, and Mr. Terry. So head on over to Gone Feral with Squidly to check out his video of the 10-10-10 challenge in Alabama. Then head over to Crow's channel and check out his. And then the only one that was smart enough to not video this was Mr. Terry, but we appreciate him coming as he was our campsite sponsor. So thanks to everybody here. Thanks to you faithful few. We're getting close to the end, so if you can, please go down to the link below in the description and donate to the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge, trying to help the kids and families at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Hey, we want to thank y'all so much for watching, and you all have a great day. And welcome to episode 9 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge as we are leaving Alabama and heading up to Kentucky. We are already 14 minutes behind schedule, so we have got to hit the road because we've got quite the drive in front of us, but I can't get into that until we do
the road map.
We have got a 428 mile drive that's supposed to take us 6 hours and 34 minutes. Now, I can't remember how many hours I've built into this, so I have no idea how much time we have extra because we need to stop somewhere and not only get gas, but clean up a bit. Most of my electronics are just about to die, so we've got to get in the truck and get those charging. So we have no more time to waste, so let's move out, Scout.
Who the heck is Scout?
Alright, you faithful few, we've made kind of a switch up here. We're actually stopped at a Buc-ee's. It is 2 o'clock. We've made it about 3 hours from Alabama up into Kentucky, but we've got 3 hours still to go across Kentucky to get to the Red River Gorge. And it is uber crowded here. Still working on getting the changeover done. Trying not to take up too much time here in the gas stall. Ooh, mangoes. I'm trying to hurry, but there's really no such thing. There's just so much to do between changeovers. And I mean, this one was going to be the most difficult from a logistics and timing standpoint. This is a 6-hour drive, is no joke. And now there's nowhere to park at Buc-ee's. Alright, well, I don't suppose it's surprising that we come out of Buc-ee's with a haul. 13 minutes behind where I wanted to be, but 2 minutes until like the absolute limit. So I guess we're still sort of on time. Hello, you faithful few. We are making our way across the state of Kentucky from west to east. Just got out of our Buc-ee's, enjoyed some tastiness, and got 2 hours and 42 minutes. And somewhere in here, we're gonna lose our hour. Because right now it's only 3 o'clock and we'd be there at 5:42, which would be somewhat manageable. But it's actually 4:09, 4:10 over there. And so 242 puts us there at 6:45. Now we have a 4-mile hike to do, which if we could do 2 miles an hour, we would actually get to camp right at sunset. But I'm not sure if that's what we're gonna do, because we have to meet up with Nick from Smoky Bee and John Kelly, who is not going to be hiking with us. However, he is meeting us there and says he has a gift for us. So as we have 2 hours and 41 minutes to drive, you only have to wait like, I don't know, 5 seconds. Guess where we are?
Another forest while it's raining.
No, we're at Red River Gorge. I've been here 4 times.
That's right, we've finally made it up to Kentucky. It only took us about 6.5 hours of driving. He was gonna do 6-7, wasn't he? 45 minutes in a Buc-ee's, and we finally have got here to be greeted with nothing but rain. It is currently 8 o'clock, and we don't have a whole heck of a lot of time. So we need to get to a few things. First of all, Kentucky has a former hiking goat and a current hiking goat. Our former hiking goat is none other than John Kelly, who was planning on coming with us, but when he was doing his gymnastics routine, something went wrong. John got hurt and isn't able to come with us, but he came all the way over here to see us off here in Kentucky. So John, thanks for coming out, man. Absolutely. Appreciate it. Not only that, but he brought us some jerky and ale 8. Then our current hiking goat, who's actually gonna come out with us on the trail, is Nick from Smoky Bees Natural. He was pretty excited to join us when I reached out to him, and has been with us all the way since we started planning all the specifics and logistics. And Nick, thanks for being with us so far. Yeah. He knows this trail backwards and forwards apparently, and that's a good thing because we may be doing it in the dark. I think it's time that we finally got to
Compass points.
We originally had 4 miles that we were going to get today. We were going to go via Gray's Arch to Hanson's Point, where I was going to get some epic drone shots. However, things have had to change because of getting out of Alabama a little too late and the long drive up here. With only about 45 minutes before the sun sets, we have decided that we're going to hike straight out to Hanson's Point, which is only about 2 to 2.5 miles, and then set up in the dark. Unfortunately, as Rugged Mountain Sister has just pointed out, that means we have 7.5 miles that we have to do tomorrow morning. And that could be problematic. However, the weather's going to be beautiful and we won't need this. We don't want to waste any more time. It's time to hit the trail. All right, you faithful few, we are finally on trail in Kentucky. This is by far our latest start at like 8:37, I think. Sun sets in 8 minutes, so we'll get a little bit of dusk, but then it will be time for some night hiking, which I'm kind of stoked for. We're heading to Hanson's Point. It is only about 2.5-ish miles. We were waiting out some rainstorms. We're finally moving now. We've got our hiking goat, Nick from Smoky Bees, with us. He knows these trails like the back of his hand. Rugged Mountain siblings starting off. They're not sure that the storms are over yet, so they're hanging on the umbrellas for a little bit longer. And for my part, I'm gonna break in to some beef jerky that Mr. John Kelly was kind enough to bring me. Check it out. You faithful few, can you see? Still got a little bit of sunlight hanging on over there through the trees. We are kind of on like the approach trail, I guess you could say, to Hanson's Point. I can't do that. I will run into something. Well, this portion of the video will be pretty short. Whippoorwills. Yay. Rugged Mountain siblings rocking their headlamps.
Is this it?
No.
Oh.
All right, you guys. We made it to camp.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Here. Good night, you faithful few. We are set up here at the Hanson's Point main campground area. Rocky Mountain siblings putting everything together on the inside. Actually, Mister has been stepping up and doing most of the putting the tent together. Super proud of him for that. Well, yeah, I'm sorry. All the last 2-3 nights. This is actually the original Trekker 3 because the other one was soaked. So I was hoping to get away with using this one the last 2 nights. And so far, I think we're gonna have a glorious night. It is like 65-ish degrees right now with a breeze up here on the top of the ridge. And it feels phenomenal for once. And like 0 humidity. I'm gonna sleep like a baby, maybe. Maybe baby. And then our hiking goat, Mr. Nick, is set up over here with his duplex.
Yep.
And he just brought over some snacks. A little too sugary for 10 o'clock at night. We're gonna hold off and have them for a snack when we go to check out Gray's Arch tomorrow, which we'll get to when we get to Compass Points in the morning. But for now, I think we're just gonna enjoy the coolness a little bit longer and then hit the sack because we got kind of an early morning to get on out of here to be moving on to Ohio to complete state number 10 on the backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. So we'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning, you faithful few. After waking up not sticking to my sleeping pad, I got up, rolled over, and got the Rocky Mountain siblings out of bed. Eventually, unfolded myself out of the tent and began doing various and sundry camp chores. Breakfast this morning was bagels, and then we decided, before we pushed it, to go out and check out Hanson's Point. This is on this side, and then over here, the sun hasn't quite got rid of all the fog yet. But now that we're back, it's time to push it and get on trail. Coming out of the Hanson Point Trail and heading down the rough trail, right? Yeah, it's called the rough trail. That is unfortunate, more bluffage. We're heading down here. I know there's a creek at the bottom of this. See if we can top off our water when I get down here. All right, bathroom breaks for everyone, but I think we're ready to get back on. All right, Sean, if you're watching, this is Kentucky bluffage. All right, we were lost for a minute. Not really, but on the wrong trail, which is kind of like being lost. But we persevered, flipped around, and found a sign.
There's your sign.
And off we go this way, towards the sunlight. Don't follow the light. I mentioned Turgo and Mister earlier that we have less miles to go on this whole 10-10-10 thing than he's done in one day. So should be super easy, except that trail was flat. Comes Rocky Mountain sis. Looks like the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. All right, you faithful few, we're about 5.6 total of the 10. We're heading to Gray's Arch, which me and Mister have seen, but Rocky Mountain sis has not. So we're looking forward to showing her to that. It's such a fine, at least it was videoed, blooper reel. All right, faithful few, we arrived at the arrival to the hike up to Gray's Arch. This is the way. Mrs. Nick hooked us up with some Fruity Pebble, I don't know, the Fruity Pebble crispy treats, and they match Mr. shirt. Since we rolled in at 10 last night and didn't get to sit around much, we decided to hold off on these, and we chose Gray's Arch as the place to snack. Delish. All right, you faithful few, our time at Gray's Arch passed. We are behind schedule yet again. This is just what I was hoping for at mile 7. Well, at mile 87. Hey, we're making it up out of Gray's Arch, coming up to the parking lot up here. And I forgot to mention in the video that our campsite sponsor last night was Mr. Michael Peterson. He sponsored the biggest campsite because it was that big one at Hanson's Point. It was massive. And it was just us and Mr. Nick. We had the whole place to ourselves except at about 3 a.m. when some kids came walking through. Other than that, it was a great campsite. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Sure, we'll see you soon. Trying to get in as many miles as we can on this nice wide trail. So we've got a snake line going. Yeah, it's like a conga line, but when you're hiking and trying to get 10 miles in. And try not to trip while you're looking at the camera, making sure everything's in frame. All right, back to snaking. Okay, we got 2 miles to go and only 20 minutes to do it in. If we jogged, we could do it. But we decided to just do a road walk with an out and back for about a mile. Hope maybe we can catch an overlook or something. And then do the mile back to the truck. And then get on driving to Ohio for our last state of the 10-10-10. All right, the Murph for Kentucky is Murph, and Murph has come out for the last 2 miles. All right, there's the truck, but we're at 973. Oh, how we long to touch the truck and get in the air conditioning. 0.07 left as we make our way perilously around the parking lot, trying to get to 10 miles.
Dad, sharp turn on every single one.
Sharp turn, all right. All right. 0.04. Good job, Murph. All right. Okay, you faithful few, Kentucky has been accomplished. 10.02 miles. We're just sitting over here enjoying our Ale 8s, brought to you by John Kelly and family. Thank you, sir. Those are fantastic. They were super cold in our cooler. Popped them open when we got back and enjoying. All right, so 90 miles down, 10 to go for the backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. So we have got to get on the road to Ohio. Big shout out and thanks to Nick from Smoky Bees. He was our hiking goat here in Kentucky, and he's been with us really since the first time I reached out to him. He's been on board the entire time, so thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.
Had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun, despite pain and feet hurting and all that. The mental part was fantastic. So we are sitting at about $6,700 towards our $10,000 goal. So we still need your help. We just got one episode left to go. If you can, go down to the description below, click on the link, and support St. Jude through the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. Hey, we just want to thank you all so much for watching, and you all have a great day. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome, you faithful few, to episode 10 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. We've reached the last day, so we have got a drive up to Ohio to meet up with, stay tuned for that.
It's the 10th of the 10-10-10, raising 10,000.
No, it's the 10-10-10-10-10 for me.
Because he's 10. Oh. We're supposed to leave here at 4 o'clock. This one wants a shower, so we're trying to leave a little early to find us another Loves to hook up with. So we can't waste any more time, so we've got to get to...
What's me? I'm out of stuff to do. The road map.
This is our last road map, so I don't want to mess anything up. It's going to take 3.5 hours, and we need to go 172 miles from Kentucky up into Ohio. As I believe I just mentioned, we do need to stop at a Love's in order to get this one cleaned up. We managed to make it out of here about a whole 15 minutes early, so we don't want to squander that. So let's get going, Rowan.
Who the heck is Rowan?
Made it to Grayson, I think Kentucky. Made our stop at a Love's to get Rugged Mountain Sis her shower, so she will be a happy camper. Went ahead and topped off the gas, and Mr. is over here getting our water situation taken care of. We're all about to lose it. There's one day left. We just need to decide whether we're eating at Wendy's or Taco Bell. Put your vote down in the comments below.
I think they'll be a little late.
It will. It won't count towards whether we do it or not, but it'll be fun to see if you guess the right one. So we're just gonna head into this Love's here and freshen up a little bit. We made our way out of the Love's with way more than, it's almost like we left a Buc-ee's. As we made our way through the hills and towns of Kentucky, it dawned on me that this was our last drive to a location. I know the time with my kids is precious, and this particular endeavor was coming quickly to a close. And it reminded me that my time with them under my roof was also growing short. So as we made our way into Ohio, I tried to remember that every moment was precious. All right, you faithful few, we've made it down to...
Guys, the camera's the other way.
Oh my God, sorry about that, yeah. Okay, we have finally made it to Pennsylvania.
Ohio.
Oh yeah, we're in Ohio where we're going to hike 6 miles.
10 miles.
10 miles here at Hocking Hills State Park.
Guys, it's Zaleski State Forest.
Zaleski State Forest. It's been a long 6 days.
10 days.
You might recognize that voice behind the camera correcting me. It is none other than our hiking goat for Ohio, Dan Becker.
Jason Wish. Come on.
Okay, so we are here at Zaleski State Forest in Ohio to finish up our Backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. If you haven't heard of what that is, we are trying to backpack 10 miles in 10 states over 10 nights to raise $10,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We've got some absolutely gorgeous weather, finally, although it is a little warm in the sun, so it'll feel good to get into the forest and get to our campsite. But before we can do that, we gotta get to
the road map.
Compass points.
We have got only 4.3 miles to go in today, and our hiking goat, Mr. Wish here, has told us that they not only have privies, that also have potable water as well. so we don't have to carry nearly as much stuff as we have been the last few days. And like I said, it is rather warm here in the sun, so there's no reason to waste any more time. We want to get to camp, get set up, relax, and just enjoy our last night here on the 10-10-10 challenge. So it's time to hit the trail. All right, you faithful few, we're on trail for the second to last hike of the backpacking 10-10-10 challenge. We're going to Sis is back there entertaining herself, probably singing a song or something. All right, hiking with Sean. We've got some Ohio bluffage. That's like a big slab of rock running all the way across there. Pretty little low-lying area here. Hey, faithful few, this is dedication. Rocky Mountain Sis is trying to upload our short for Ohio. I gotta show you the grind of wrapping up the 10-10-10. I'm barely gonna make it up this hill, but camp's up here. So I gotta, my sister's gonna have to push me here in a minute. Oh, thank you. There we go, there we go. All right, look at this. There, we made it up. All right, guys, we've made it to camp.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. We're set up here at camp. Got Mr. over here. Sister's, I forgot to get her sleeping stuff out and throw it in the tent. My bad. Yeah, so we didn't get our first choice of camp, or our second choice really. We're gonna make it work. And we got, I don't know, a good hour and a half of daylight left even. Thanks to Hilltop Packs, sponsors of the 10-10-10. Got my food bag here, gonna get it going. See what we got tonight. It's a sponsored peak night. Oh, biscuits and gravy tonight, which means I brought myself Black Rifle coffee to go with it. Here we go. Great for you. Thanks to our sponsors, Peak Refuel, biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah, baby.
Still a little hot. Okay, you faithful few, we're later on in camp from the last time I talked to you, and I don't know if you remember, if you watched episode 7, we got to do a joyride taste test with Crow, Squid, and Mr. Terry. Earlier on today, we were able to get some more joyride at the Loves that we stopped at, and Mr. Wish over here has not tried joyride before, so we're gonna get another live taste test for joyride candy. Let's see what he thinks. First up, cherry berry ropes. Pass it on over. Here? They just pull off.
It and pull it
Yep.
off. All right, what flavor is this?
Cherry berry ropes.
Looks like it's cream filled. Tastes fruity. I don't taste any cream.
The cream is not very strong. I've gotten it by itself a few times.
It's definitely chewy.
Very chewy. I'm glad it's not sticking to my teeth. It tastes similar to other candies I've had, but I can't pinpoint what's different. It's not, you know, a lot of candies just have that fake fruity sweet flavor, and you can tell that this does not have all those garbage ingredients in there, so it's maybe just slightly not as fruity and sweet as others.
Yeah.
But that's not making it bad.
That makes sense.
And if we're ranking it out of 10, probably a 6 or 7, somewhere around there.
6, 7.
All right, number 2, we've got sour watermelon wedges.
Right off the bat, it reminds me of a Sour Patch Kid.
Okay, so compared to the cherry berry ropes at 6 or 7, where do these land?
Maybe an 8.
We got an 8 for the
Pretty
wedges.
good. I could polish off a bag of those pretty easy.
Well, that's fantastic. Last day, we got to do our second joyride taste test.
That's it? I thought there was 3 or 4.
No, we just got the 2.
I thought it was 6 or 7.
So the whole reason why we're even doing the joyride runs on the way and doing the taste test at night is because of Ryan Trahan's 50 States in 50 Days series. He did that a lot, and that's what inspired us to do the backpacking 10-10-10. And so we thought we'd fit it in to our series as well. Well, good morning, ye faithful few. After waking up for the last time of the 10-10-10, I got up, rolled over, and tried to get the Rugged Mountain siblings up out of bed. But they felt like sleeping some more, so I just got out of the tent and started making myself some tasty breakfast. And as my coffee was brewing, our hiking goat, Mr. Wish, came over for a morning chat. I went back in to find the Rugged Mountain siblings still sleeping, so had to get them up. Let's go! Final day of the 10-10-10. Just gotta hike out, man. They'll get up eventually. Get things packing. And get ready to push it on out of our final location of the 10-10-10 challenge. Here we go. We're heading out of our campsite on our last hike of the 10-10-10 challenge. I really don't know what to say. I've said this is our last hike out for the 10-10-10 challenge as we've exited our campsite, which was sponsored by the Rugged Mountain Granny. By the way, forgot to mention that. Also wanted to mention our state champion supporter for Ohio was the Restless One. So thank you, sir. Appreciate you stepping up for Ohio. And yeah, I just need to quickly explain what our hike is. So it's time that we got to our last
compass points.
All right, I'm on the scene of the last day of the 10-10-10 challenge, and I just have a quick question for Rugged Mountain Dad. What are compass points?
Well, that's a very good question, Rugged Mountain Sister. And our compass points for this morning are, we have about 5.3 miles that we have to do, but I think we're going to be a little over that in order to get back to the truck.
Right.
Probably 5.6, 5.7, so I'm not entirely sure. I think we're going to make it. We've got plenty of time. We have nowhere to be. Oh, this is getting a little... Be careful, everybody. This is getting dangerous through here. Probably dealing with some poison sumac, poison ivy, all rolled into one. I think we're safe now. Bobcats, and no? Okay, we're good. Continuing with the compass points. We just have that 5.7 to get out, and we have nowhere to go other than an Airbnb for 2 nights. More on that later. Back to you, Rugged Mountain Sister.
Now, I'm with Rugged Mountain Mister, and I just have one question for him as well. Do you have any final thoughts on the 10-10-10 challenge?
I mean, not really. I just cannot wait to get to the Airbnb and just chillax. And yeah, that's really it.
Finally, I'm with Mr. Wish, and I just have one question for him. How do you like being the hiking goat for Ohio?
It's kind of cramped my speed hiking style. I like to do things a little quicker. I like to keep my time and make sure I'm not falling behind.
Guys, wait for me!
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not a hiking goat. I'm just a regular average Joe that enjoys hiking with other YouTubers, getting to know them, spending time out in God's creation and just enjoying nature, getting some exercise at the same time. Honored to be your hiking goat for Ohio.
Back to you, Jeff.
Well, as we're making our way out of Ohio here on the last hike of the 10-10-10, I just want to thank everybody that supported us through this whole endeavor. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Onyx Backcountry, Peak Refuel, River Country Products, Hilltop Packs, and Outdoor Vitals. Really appreciate them believing enough in this cause and what we're trying to do here to step up and actually provide things for us. That was very much appreciated. Everybody that's donated, some people that don't even know us, but believe in the cause, believed enough in us to get it done, and we're pretty close to getting it done. A special shout out to our campsite support teams, Santos Chronicles in Indiana and Nate and Amy at Axiom Trailer Build. They're in Ohio. They really bailed us out of a pickle. And if you want to see what that pickle was, go back and watch episode 4 of the Backpacking 10-10-10 Challenge. All right, making our way by Moonville Lake. Lots of lily pad-ish thingies out there. It's gorgeous. a special shout out and thanks to all of our hiking goats that made the trail so much more fun. Our honorary hiking goat, Santos Chronicles, then Johnny and Colleen in Michigan, then the Rugged Mountain Twins in Missouri with our special hotel hike, then hiking with Sean in Illinois, down to Max Monos in Tennessee, then in Alabama we had Crow, Squid, and Mr. Terry. Then moving on up to Kentucky, we had Nick from Smoky Bees Natural join us with a special send-off by John Kelly. And then here in Ohio to wrap things up, none other than Mr. Jason Wish. So thanks to all you guys for taking time out of your lives, out of your days to come and support us and hike with us here in this challenge. Really appreciate you. And again, I'm sure this is our last uphill for the challenge. Let's go. Oh, the top. That was brutal. I think it's all downhill from here. Yep, no switchbacks in Ohio either. Shedding layers, mister.
No, cutie.
We're almost there, Georgies. 2.42. A mirror from the pocket and a mirror.
Hello! Oh my gosh! Well done, well done!
This is epic. Well, you faithful few, we've come to the end of the Ohio portion of the 10-10-10. And what that means exactly, I will get to in a second. But first, I want to send a special thanks and shout out over here to Mr. Jason Wish for taking time out of his busy life and farm schedule to get down here to Zaleski to be our hiking goat for Ohio and the 10-10-10 challenge. Head on over and check out his video of this excursion here in Ohio where he did a fun video interviewing us and asking us questions there in camp last night. So Jason, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate you.
Had a great time.
We're just about, in this next clip, after this fade out, we're gonna wrap up the 10-10-10. Well, here we are, ye faithful few, at the end of the 10-10-10 challenge. Now, I could sit here for a while and wax eloquently about everything that we did, everybody that we saw, everything that has happened to us physically, but I want to just draw this to a close and instead point you to the 9 previous episodes if you're just joining in now. We have done 106 miles total to get. So that amounted basically to our 10 miles in 10 states over 10 nights to raise $10,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. You should be watching this video about 3 weeks from now. So help us close the gap. I'll keep posting updates as to where that is. don't go just yet. We have one more special thing, and that is the surprise for the Rugged Mountain siblings for sticking with us through these 100 miles and 10 nights.
Oh, it just kept going.
Oh, it did. Look at that pool. That's a nice looking pool right there. What is that?
The pool house. And the extra rooms. The 10-10-10 challenge may be complete, but our mission isn't over yet. We haven't reached our $10,000 goal for St. Jude, at least not yet. But we're hopeful that with your continued support throughout the video series, we'll get there. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for being a part of this adventure. And as we settle in for a well-deserved respite at the beautiful view at Grizzly Mountain, it's hard not to reflect on everything this journey has been. 10 states, 100 miles on trail, thousands of miles on the road, but more than the numbers, it's the people we've met, the friendships we've strengthened, and the memories we've made together as a family that will stay with us the longest. And we just want to thank you all so much for watching, and you all have a great day.